Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us live for weekend number 3 on the road to the CDC Continental Cup Tour Finals Championship. This is event number 5, the Boomerang Tours Bash. I'm Sean Green, your play-by-play commentator, joined by the great Anthony Eugenia, AE. Always a pleasure to be joined by you in the comms booth, but this is going to be an interesting format today.
Hey, Sean. Thanks everybody for your patience. We are live. We're underway now. And yeah, this is third weekend in a row. Sean and I get the pleasure of sitting in with you guys and the third Saturday special that we're putting on. So this is event 5, like Sean said, but it's the third Saturday special and it will feature a double in format. So 501 double in, double out for today's Boomerang Tours Bash.
Yeah, absolutely. And what that means is if you're following along with us on Dart Connect and you see these averages start to come in, and you're like, what the heck are these averages today? Um, Understand that the averages are going to look a little bit lower than they typically do because of this double in, double out format. Dug in on dart number 2 to get us started. And boy, do we have a good one here, AE. Doug Bame, no name Doug Bame, taking on Tyler Reddy, who has had a great start to his season this year.
Doug Babe comes in as the number 9 seed on the group, so we're going to see the 9 in Bame and the number 8 seed Larry Butler in this group. And you can go to dartconnect.com, pull up the events tab, and pull up the Boomerang Tours Bash, and you'll be able to check out all the matches. We will have additional streaming. If you're joining us, you can go to PDC TV for boards 2 to 5. And you can follow along on the bracket. The boards that are assigned 1 to 5 will be streamed, and you can follow all the matches. So let's have fun, everybody.
Yeah, I love this format, the double in, double out. Doug got in on dart 2. It took Tyler 6 to get in. And in this format, AE, you'd agree that if your doubles are on, your scoring doesn't have to be as crisp. Um, it really does equal the playing field for a lot of our competitors. I would say the majority of like the top 5%, top 10%, it probably doesn't level that playing field as much for them. But for the rest of the 90%, it really kind of does.
Yeah, it could be a real difference maker to have the ability, and then you gain the confidence to check in your first 3, in your first 1 or 2, even, and sort of get that third dart as a scoring dart. Yeah, really could level the playing field between some of the players today.
We do have a couple of score lines in here already. A 5-0 victory for Nick McKinnon from Alaska over Clayana Brandon. Good to see Clayana back in action here. And then Gary Mawson, an 82 average to defeat Jason Roker 5-1. And if you're in those mid 80s to low 90s on your averages today, that's very impressive.
Clayana on the same board as Dad Jason, so couple of wins there. We could have an all Brandon square off in a few rounds.
Well, unfortunately, Clayana's already out.
Uh-oh.
But that would have been a real interesting one there if they would have drawn each other in the first round. Tyler looking just to leave a finish. Doug on 72. Let's see the route he decides to go. It's going to be the 16s. None of those will leave tops for the first leg. And Dougie Bame gets it 1 for 1 on the doubles. And leg number 1 goes to him.
Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
No, you're good. Nope.
All just wanted to compare the players. They have not played prior on a CDC format, so this will start their history overall. To give you a little comparison on the experience, this is Doug Bame's 116th match in CDC play, and it is Tyler's 12th. So a little more seasoned in Doug Bame.
Absolutely. But let's point out the fact that since this is Tyler Reddy's 12th match already, he's only played 4 events so far in his young career here in the CDC. He has a quarterfinal appearance already in event number 4. So Reddy is really coming into the CDC and already having a little bit of success right out the gate, and you love to see it out of Tyler Reddy.
One could even say Tyler Reddy is ready.
Absolutely. Uh, he is from Alliston, Ontario. I actually got to play with him in a soft tip blind draw a few years ago up in Batavia, New York, and we didn't lose in the first couple rounds. And that tells you all you need to know about how great Tyler Reddy must be.
Was he dragging around a lot of weight that night?
He was, yes, the old ball and chain that he did not know existed was very heavy.
Ouch.
But that's all right. I told him that beforehand, so very impressive from both players. Tyler got in on dart one, so did Doug. And Doug, though, has ran down to 93 after 12 here in this double in, double out format.
$93 left for Dougie. Should be downstairs on the 19s. 7 is an 86, back up to 18s. 82, now maybe 14s or bull, probably a bull. I went for the 14, leaves tops. Great setup shot.
That is a great setup. And I do understand your idea there of going bull. It is kind of the almost safer shot with your opponent not on a finish to hit that 25 at least to leave the 17 for tops. But Doug leaves the double that he wants to hit anyway. And it goes in on double 10 on dart 3.
Good cleanup work from Dougie, both on that double and the prior turn to fix a couple wayward darts with a real important treble 14. And there you go, first dart in for no name.
Oh, almost a perfect start for Doug, but 120 will definitely do. And they really are starting to find the double now. Dougie is 3 for 4 on the double starting out and 2 for 4 on his finishing so far. If he plays like that all day, he is going to be extremely difficult to defeat.
Results continue to come in from the floor. We're playing a first round, a prelim on most of the board. So 128 result. Brandon Faust defeats Shane Radigan 5-1.
Yeah, and you see the differences in the averages are basically nothing. And that's where you're going to get a lot of the times here in this type of a format. And Tyler Reddy, ooh, big 140. I'll tell you this, Doug has dominated so far. Reddy, no darts at a double on the outshot yet. And if Doug can continue that, this is going to be extremely difficult for Tyler just to get going. But that's a great 140 to leave a good look if Doug does not hit this 132.
Now, you would imagine he would start on the bull. There you go, 57. Because a lot of that shot selection, would you not concur, was based on whether Reddy got to an out or not, right?
I would absolutely say that. Now 75 left. He might go 25 bull. He attempted it. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The 132, you want that dart at the bullseye, which is why he did that route. Now he might only get one dart at the bull. 66 remains. Bullseye. Well, a happy little accident to leave tops if he returns, but Reddy is going to get his first looks at finishes, and it's going to be on the double that he goes in on.
Great marker. You saw a little exhale there as he was right over the wire on the triple 20 on that first dart.
Yeah, no, that was mighty close to busting there on dart 1. Is that awkward? Is that awkward? You see him step over. Oh, and he pins the only spot he possibly could, AE. big darts there from Doug Bame, and now it's a 3-0 lead.
Great board management from Doug Bame, and he's just as well as Tyler Reddy has played. Doug has just been that much better, solid in most departments, pretty much all of them. Uh, in now is what a sort of a three faceted tournament, coming in on a double and scoring and going out on a double, and Doug Bame is checking all the right boxes right now.
Yes, he is. But look at Tyler Reddy start to take off here in leg number 4. Doug didn't get in, and Tyler is now running away.
A little bit of house money for Bame here. It's an off throw leg. You've got a 3-0 lead. So I can't imagine, no real panic if Reddy continues to just sort of stay the course and put away this leg.
I agree with that completely. Uh, my only concern is that Reddy has had a great start to the CDC so far this year, and if he gains a little bit of momentum, especially with how he's playing in this leg, and you see the averages start to come back to about even,
Mhm.
it's it starts to turn into really anyone's ball game.
Yeah, fair point. I'd look to see if he does hold on to this, what that next leg would be, that real pivotal leg. As you said, you
I
don't want
agree.
he breaks Bame, goes 3-2 and steps to the Aki. Now it's a different match.
Just set up play here for Reddy,
Hmm.
and he does that perfectly to leave 46 after 15. And this is also a situation where it is double in, double out. So going first or having the throw sometimes doesn't necessarily mean that you're scoring first. And that can make a difference here. It'll be
Certainly
tops.
that. Yep. Oh, nice ping on double 20, and as you laid out, I mean, real solid leg for Tyler. It backed that up.
Yeah, 17 darter, and Doug needs the start in.
Fully concur. That's where it starts to get a little tight, and he knew it. Yeah, triple here, then put some pressure on Doug. Okay, wayward dart. Let's bay him off the hook just a tad bit, but he's got to come in here pretty promptly.
He does get in on the 5th and a big triple, and you see what it meant to him to get that triple 20.
Yeah, that sort of sets things back right.
And Doug is a animated individual when he plays for the most part, but he gets more animated under pressure. And so when you see that fist pump for a treble to start off the leg, uh, it tells you that he's facing a little bit of pressure from Reddy right now.
Tyler just couldn't punish that 44, so it is still Doug Bame's leg.
Yeah, effectively the throw goes right back to Doug here. And again, you see these averages, and this is why like an 82 average to start off with from Gary Mawson, which by the way, a double in double out format for Gary Mawson is just a chef's kiss for him as a fantastic finisher. The 82 from him was big. Great 140 there from Reddy. Doug starting on the 19s like he should. Go hits the
One.
133 to leave 132 again. And get another
So
shot at the
exactly.
champagne finish.
Yeah, well, he'll be sitting back there, right? So again, if Reddy, and now okay, so Reddy's going to get to an out, and now Doug starts on the bull. But if Reddy didn't get to an out, would in your opinion would Doug now change course?
I think so, but this is going to be beautiful tops. Oh, almost hit the 132 for the three figures checkout. And Reddy is going to get the opportunity here. Oh, and it's on. Bullseye.
Bullseye.
Massive, massive dart there, misses. Doug handles the pressure and hits the tops to take the 4-1 lead. That leg was pivotal there, AE.
Certainly was. Holds his throw from a charge by Reddy, and gotta give a kudos to the boys. What a great opening to the Boomerang Tours Bash. Not disappointing entertainment right off the rip. So I like that we're setting a bar here, Sean, and you know, the rest of the players are gonna, you know, have to live up to some entertaining darts from these two. Because sometimes, in all fairness, the day gets started. And that's a 180 for Tyler Reddy.
And he held the finish. And you know what, AE? I can tell you this. All the players in that practice room have this view of this big screen here. So they're watching and
Sure.
they can see all of this happening on the screen. So um, the goal, of course, is that every match that we get today on our streaming board, number one is going to be this fantastic. We got Joe Ricard taking on Chris Waite after this, uh, and I'm looking forward to see a couple of new tour card holders on our streaming board.
Absolutely, always a great chance to give players an opportunity to shine, and
Look at
great setup there
Tyler
from
Reddy.
Tyler Reddy. Yeah,
He's on a 13 darter. AE.
I mean that's a good statement leg on your throw. Let Doug know, even though Doug's a leg away from advancing, that I'm here. I'm not going anywhere, and you're going to have to earn it. And that he does. So 4-2, Doug Boehm.
Back to and he's in on the first dart. Huge for Doug. And it's huge because Tyler Reddy, after leg number one, where it took him 6 darts to get in, first dart, second dart, second dart, second dart, second dart. Second dart again. And a big treble on dart 3.
That's got to be the standard for him to remain alive here in event number 5.
And this is one of the sayings for commentators in darts that has become a little bit of cliche, but the averages just tell a story. They don't tell the story. This is the exact situation where one of those is existing, right? You have Tyler Reddy averaging almost 10 points higher than his opponent, yet Boehm is up 4-2. A no trouble visit there from Boehm. And Tyler knows that was his opportunity to get right back in it.
Really
Let's talk
good
another. Yeah, go ahead,
board,
A.
but really good board management from Doug today. Some real good adjustments. Making up for some mistakes, and even using that Aki, shifting his feet left and right and finding the correct space.
Well, I can tell you this. Doug right now is using his typical, normal set of darts as he hits that 140. He started off the match using different darts. He has gone to a much smoother shot shape or shape of his darts. So he told me beforehand, you might see me throw 2 different types of darts here, and he has. And now he's on 45 left for the match.
Double 16.
And Doug only needed 2 match starts there, AE. Gets the job done. His finishing was absolutely fantastic. He only had one leg where he took shots at the double
Mhm.
and leg number 3. Other than that, he was out in one turn. So Doug Bame 5, Tyler Reddy 2.
Pretty good performance from Doug Bame, as you said, stellar finishing, and scored well. And in this setting, really capable, starts that kept him in pretty much every leg. So I think in terms of certainly this group, everybody's put on notice that Dougie Bame is, set the standard and out in front, and he'll await the winner of our next match.
Yeah, and our next match is going to be a doozy. It's Joe Ricard. Joe, I got to talk to him earlier for the first time.
Hmm.
Um, he got a last 32 in event number 2, but he's from Worcester,
Worcester.
Massachusetts. So you got to make sure you say that correctly. Um, being a Bostonian, but yeah, right outside of Boston, Mass, is where he is from, and he's taking on Chris Waite from Owen Sound, Ontario. Um, Looking forward to that one. The averages coming into this: Joe for the season a 71.65, Chris a 63.57. But in an event where doubles really matter in this, that's the one piece of information we don't quite have yet on both these players that I'm looking
Hmm.
forward to.
So let's talk a few other things, Sean, while we sit and
Yeah.
wait for our second match and keep everybody entertained. I mean, a couple of things. One, we've got to give a shout out to Alex Spellman, the winner of last night's Charlotte Classic, event number 2 on the Summer Series, and that was hosted at the Charlotte Open. He defeated Gavin Nichols 6-3 in the final. So that was, as I said, the second of 4 events on the Summer Series. Those are events that are hosted at some great open tournament weekends. And
Hmm.
the next one coming up is the CDC Match Play, which will be down in Nashville. So if you want info on that, go to champdarts.com. And so congrats to the Jackal, Alex Spellman. He, got a nice little trophy, took a couple photos, and hit the road
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
for this weekend's event.
Yeah. 13 hours later, he arrives here in Chicago, and he's ready to go. It's crazy. The love
And
you have to have for this game, right?
absolutely. And at Charlotte this weekend, you can keep tabs. It's a second weekend for our junior tour. I mean, our youth tour, I should say, which will encompass events on the junior circuit and the evolution circuit. So you've
Yep.
got a whole great group of young players there in Charlotte, and you can track that on Dark Connect as well. You pull up the events tab, and you'll see um, events 4, 5, and 6 on our youth tour. So a big kudos to that group of young players. And if you want to peek into the CD Stars of tomorrow, check out our youth tour of today. So we'll get you some info on that as the weekend progresses. So what else we got, Sean? We're coming out
Well,
of New York City.
yeah, listen, MSG, um, the theater, AE. I I want to again congratulate the principals for the CDC, including yourself, for I mean the growth in the 3 years, 4 years that this has gone on has been incredible. To sell out on Saturday night, how did that feel for you?
It was amazing. Well, they posted, yeah, it was weirdly it was 4,444 attendees on Saturday night at the finals. It was absolutely phenomenal. It was another night that was completely a goosebump night. We take an opportunity to go sit up in the back of the theater to kind of
Mhm.
take it all in, myself and my partners, and it was just, if you could bottle up that energy, that's the secret sauce in this whole thing. The crowd just came and they delivered big time, and the players put on a great show, and it was just another great event. And it felt like another fantastic step in, for darts in North America. And it's you could just feel that we're getting to that place of the ball is rolling downhill and the momentum is gaining. And it made me real excited for the Continental Cup already
Yeah.
to put on an entertaining weekend ourselves, and really got inspired. So just, I can't say enough to the PDC team, led by Matt Porter, of course, and all of the great event staff. It's just, it's a stellar thing to get to watch them work behind the scenes, and I'm always grateful for it. And yeah, just enjoy that crowd. Completely electric. It was great.
Yeah, I think for me, my favorite moment. Uh, we also can we for media, we'll sit up in that balcony too, and Will and I were sitting there right before the start of the final, and Nathan Aspinall walks out first, and they're trying to do the walk-ons a little bit quicker for the final. And usually they play through Mr. Brightside twice, and the crowd was kind of ready for that. And they turned off his music, and the crowd could not even hear that the music was turned off, and they continued just to sing Mr. Brightside the entire time Luke Humphreys was being introduced. Um, to where Luke Humphreys was finishing Mr. Brightside with the crowd while his name was being said. It was such a Will and I just looked at each other with awe,
Yeah,
and how just insane that atmosphere was. And the other cool part is having those the confirmation from some of those guys that, like a Keegan Brown, who comes over and says this is the greatest. It was the greatest environment he has ever been a part of or been in, and he has played in every single major to exist. Uh, the bull hitters came in over from the UK and saying it's the loudest that they have ever seen or heard a crowd with all of the events that they've been to. It's just it's really awesome to see all that for sure.
yeah, I'm right with you there. I wish I could give you another moment as the my favorite moment, or the moment that stood out for me. But that walk on um, with Aspinall into Humphreys was it. It was, my mouth was agape. That the crowd just continued and sort of overwhelmed John McDonald, and he brought Luke on, but it just, the crowd just wouldn't quit, and it was wild. I guess other things that stood out to me, the meet and greet on Thursday night was really great to see players in their element, dealing with the fans, and just the sheer excitement and joy on the fans that bought tickets for that meet and greet was just great.
Yep.
So yeah, it was a really great weekend overall. And we sit here going into weekend three. We're kind of just getting underway from a CDC standpoint. We come out of New York and we still have 4 out of 6 weekends to play on the championship dart circuit for 2025. So it's like we're really getting into the heat of the summer for the CDC circuit. The dog days of the circuit for the CDC are yet to be played. We still have 12, including this one, of 16 events. So it's like, we're just getting underway, my man.
Oh yeah, and speaking of dog days, this is one of those for us, right? In the comms booth and for the players and the production team and the staff, right? We have 2 events today. First one starting here at noon, next one at 6 p.m. And I am looking forward, AE, to an entire day of sitting here with you talking darts. I hopefully the viewers at home are feeling the exact same way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't wait. It's going to be a great
It's
day.
like, yeah. Pull up a chair. Sean and I with you
Yep.
for 8 to 10 hours of CDC dart action.
Maybe more. And that's the beautiful
Maybe
thing of
more.
this. But look at Chris Waite. Goes 170 on the big fish there in the warm up. How about them apples, AE? So let's talk about this, right? We got Joe Ricard. Uh, well, let's talk about Joe Ricard here. Joe from Worcester, Massachusetts. Um, I did not ask him this question, but an assumption could be made that maybe he's a part of that great organization on the East Coast, with all of those other great East Coasters, the 6,000 strong, I think, in that one group. And then, of course, Chris Waite, Owen Sound, Ontario, with a group of great players from that area, and looking forward to this. This is gonna be a good battle.
Yeah, right away you've got to give players a little bit of a nod when you know that they're coming out of a really steeped area, both of New England and Ontario. Um, for them to get a CDC tour card, and you know most assuredly meeting good competition along the way in their local areas, you kind of expect a little bit from them, and we'll see what they deliver.
Yeah, it's always great to have, and that's what the CDC is made up of, a whole bunch of uh, giant fish and maybe some smaller ponds, um, who get the opportunity to turn into some sharks, right?
The only way to be a big fish is to eat a big fish, right? You got to take them down. You got
And
to
the
take
big
them down.
fish is awaiting one of these players in the next round because Dougie Bame won that, and that's where we are. So here we go. Let's get it started. And Chris Waite taking no time to wait on that first double.
It was so impressive on the first one. He thought he'd give us a break on legs 2 and 3, on darts 2 and 3, but he's in nonetheless. And Ricard opens up with a 92, 72.
Yeah, they both one dart in the double, which is a dream start for the majority of people, especially the first match of the day in a double in, double out, and you get in first dart on the stream. All right, we're rolling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, two new tour card holders getting a chance to play on stream. It's got to be a little bit of nerves, but the boys
And
are underway.
I also want to call out the fact that while they are new tour card holders, um, they're taking the advantages to play, right? Um, Joe has played events 1 and 2. He did not go to Canada, but Chris Waite's played all 4 events at this point in time, which is it's great to see these new tour card holders also taking advantage of the tour card and getting signed up and
Mm-hmm.
traveling for these events, because that's really the main way to improve and to get up that ranking list. It's just me. Are Joe's darts long?
They're long.
Yeah.
They're long. We'll take a look when he's up there next. Speaking of the rankings, as I said, we're only just getting underway, but 4 of the 16 played already. Adam Savada, the hottest player on the tour, is your points leader. 2 wins out of 4 events, followed by Bunce and Gates, each with a win this year. And David Cameron rounds out your top 4. So you can check that out at Champ Darts. And speaking of Mr. Cameron, Cameron's through along with Jim Long. And we saw Doug Bame and Mawson,
Yeah, and
Levi
actually,
Pransel. Yep.
yeah, I want to give a huge shout out real quick. And it's not every day that I have close personal friends that I've known for 10, 15 years, um, you know, get a CDC tour card and then come here and play. But Jacob Cook, who lost to David Cameron in the first round, 5-2. Hey, I'm just gonna. He got 2 legs off David Cameron in a
Mm-hmm.
double in, double out format. I'm going to take that all day. But huge shout out to him and Mark Mackey, two guys that are from my local bar that I play out of and have played out of for 12 years since I started playing. To see them having CDC tour cards is really, really cool. And let's take a second here to welcome everyone that is watching along with us on PDC TV. We are officially live on all 5 of our streaming boards today. So if you're not seeing anything on this board that you are wanting to watch, you can just hit that drop down arrow and head to board number 2, board number 3, board number 4, or board number 5. And if you want to know who's playing on those, that is also there for you on Dark Connect, right, AE?
Yes, sir. Yeah, look up the bracket and those board assignments will be there and you'll know who's coming up on those selective boards. So if you're joining us, there you go. Joe Ricard picks up our first leg. And so if you're with us on YouTube and you want more darts action, go over to www.pdc.tv. And if you are not a subscriber, I don't know what you're waiting for. You can sign up today and you'll be able to see those additional 4 boards. Plus, of course, the best darts on the planet, the Professional Darts Corporation, Pro Tour events, European Tour events, majors, all of that's available on PDC TV. Still one of the best bargains in all of darts, in my humble opinion.
Oh, there is not a better way to spend the money that you spend on a yearly subscription for the PDC with the amount of darts, dart coverage, um, from all the affiliate tours or the ones that also stream like we do, to every single PDC event. Um, only let's shout out. It's on Peacock, FanDuel, but Peacock now the new big one.
Well,
Um,
just to
and
be
it's
clear,
but
I
not
think
all of them.
people. No, 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 no. People are making way too much of an assumption. I mean,
Yeah,
the ability to be on Peacock is huge, and it's going to continue to be huge. But it's the majors, it's the biggest
right,
things. It's I think we got thrown a bone at the U.S. Masters because it's here in the U.S. And it's actually, believe it or not, it's disappeared from the archive. All right, so because I wanted to go back since I was in the room, I thought the week after I'd go back and enjoy the commentary. And it's gone. The only thing that's there is the Premier League final. So on Peacock, I would expect to see. I'm expecting the match play, although I looked for it yesterday and it's not listed yet. So those Sky majors, I believe, are what we're going to see on Peacock, at least in this first year. So you keep up those, you keep up those viewer numbers, and we'll get more on Peacock. But
right.
that's where Peacock is right now. But to your point, on Pluto, you can get FanDuel TV, and you get a lot of those European events and the majors.
No, absolutely. And just like you said, actually, I was smart enough. Not smart enough is the word I would use, but I made it a point to make sure that I recorded the Darts Masters off of Peacock, like as my stuff, so that hopefully it's still there. I now I need to check though, because now I'm worried that it's missed there
What do you mean you
as
recorded
well.
it on a DVR?
Well, I made sure to make it like one of the things that's like my stuff on Peacock,
Yeah,
so that
it
hopefully it
it
keeps it.
it,
But we'll see.
it's gone.
Well, fair.
Just like in Goodfellas, it's gone. There's nothing we can do about it.
All right, Joe on 122 trying to hold his throw here for the break. I'm interested in what he did after dart 1 on the 122. It looks like he went for the 20 is going to be my guess. But score 74. The 135 opportunity here for Chris. Going to start on the bullseye. Ideally, doesn't do that. So Joe will return with 48 left to take that 2-0 lead and cement the break a throw in leg number 1. And he's not able to hit the out. So the 104 opportunity now for Waite, who can't wait any longer. And he is not going to get a shot at the double. So double 8 here for Ricard from Worcester, Mass.
Hmm.
Double 2, and he is moving around the board here, AE. And giving Wade opportunities. Can he take them? And he does.
We're all square. One leg apiece here in our second match on our featured board. The winner of this match will face Doug Bame in the last 32.
And we've now had 2 breaks of throw back to back to get us started. And I'm just going to say it. Chris Waite is a little bit dangerous in this format. His double ends have been fantastic. He is 3 of 5. And his double outs, he's 1 for 2 on his 2 opportunities. The problem is the scoring power so far has been letting him down a little bit. But if you can continue to hit that 1 treble, maybe 2 treble visits, just keep up with Ricard, his finishing's a little bit better.
Currently in action, Leonard Gates is up 3-0 in his Last 64 contest, Alex Spellman up 3-1. Joseph Lanaw tied 2 apiece against Keith Way, and we'll keep you updated as we progress here at the Boomerang Tours Bash, event number 5 on the road to the Continental Cup Tour Finals Championship in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
And what's funny is the first marker that was thrown down by an opponent in a victory, Gary Mawson, is still that marker, an 82.09. But right now, Leonard Gates up 3-0 with an 87 average currently. And bad draws for Alex Spellman and Joey Lanaw as the seeded players, right? You got Keith Way and Ryan Vanderwhite, both very tough opponents. Chris not able to hit that treble to leave a finish. So Ricard on 246.
Welcome everybody, not only on PDC but on YouTube TV. Welcome to the feature board. I'll get in there and chat with everybody at the commercial break after this match. Let us know where you're viewing from and who do you see winning today's Boomerang Tours Bash.
Yeah, I mean, we've had 3 different winners so far this season in our 4 events AE. Event number 1 went to Leonard Gates. Event number 2 went to Stowe Bunce. And then 3 and 4 swept the weekend up in Canada to Adam Savada.
Lots of great names and lots of talented players looking for their first 2025 title.
All right, weight 107 left. This for a hole to throw. Now it's 88. So options on what he wants to do. That was not one of them. But it's a good setup
That was
play.
not in the script.
Ricard might only get 1 dart of the bullseye, and now it's not even likely going to be that. Oh, he saves it, 32. Just on the inside. So double 8 here for Chris Waite. And he busts it, hitting the single 16.
A mile away from the double, from the outer ring. So gives Ricard a crack at his double 8. See if we can use those as marker. Single 8 scored, I believe. No, an 11 up in the wrong bed. So Chris Waite comes back. See if he can improve. Almost no way to not improve on that prior attempt. Those are some good markers. And I think he put it in the bed, 3rd dart.
Yes, he did.
4th leg, Joe to throw first. Game on.
Great dart there from Waite.
No score.
And unfortunately, Ricard unable to get in, so Waite has that 2-1 advantage and the opportunity to get in first. And he's in first.
So, Mr. Green, what's your philosophy
Yes,
as we have fun here on with a double in? You know, I know there's a whole bunch of different schools of thought on where to go on that double. You know, are we going for scoring? Or are we going a comfort level, a double that's near and dear to your heart, a double that's in a good position on the board? You know, where do you think you as a player where you're going, and then B, where do you think the best approach is?
Both of those are fantastic questions. I like the idea of having the opportunity at the maximum, because I feel like if you don't shoot at one of those 2, technically 3 doubles, the 20s, the 17s, or the bull, you're not giving yourself a real chance to win the leg in the least amount of darts possible. But I also think that is completely based off of timing, right? So
Mhm.
there are definitely times where I want to shoot at the more comfortable double for myself if it's not tops, right? So I like that double 16 a lot. Um, but the philosophy that I will always say to a player is
85.
whatever double you think you're going to get in on the first start, shoot that one, because in this format, that is going to make such a difference more than anything else.
As a
104.
player, now I wasn't, I was not at a CDC level, right? So, you know, in that regard, I can see the argument about, all right, we want to attempt to, hey, maybe be able to put that 160 in and have a look at a 9 darter, et cetera, et cetera. And I respect that. I was going for a good position on the board. So
Mhm.
I was going for the right side as a right-handed thrower. I'm going for like a double 13, giving me double 4 on top, double 6 down. You know, if I'm going to drop it, so I was going for that. You know, straight up and down line of a lot of double space, and
Oh yeah.
that was just me. Followed up by maybe if I got blocked and I'm uncomfortable, I'm going to double 16 because that's just where I played as a player. I was more of 16s than I was at tops.
29.
So just my little 2 cents.
Joe, you
No, and I
require 40.
agree with that completely, right? And that really is that philosophy. Oh, that's a bad double there.
Coming off a three turns
Game shot in
of
the fourth leg.
3-digit scores,
Joe
135, 140,
Fifth leg,
134 for
Christopher
Joe.
first.
A nervy first dart, but he corrects things and takes it out in 3 and ties us up at 2 legs apiece.
No
Yeah, and
score.
that was actually a very crazy leg for Ricard to win. It took him 7 darts to get in, and it was only 1 dart for his opponent, which tells you kind of the scoring difference between Waite and Ricard right now is pretty massive.
No score.
And now Waite's struggling to get in, and that's not going to help this at all. But
60.
yeah, I know a lot of people are watching along with us that can give their opinions as well. Hopefully they're throwing those into the chat and having a nice discussion about that.
60.
He's in. It took 8, but he's in. And Ricard didn't really run that much.
No, Waite is right there. If he can put a lot of darts in the treble in the next 6.
All right.
83.
We have a new gauntlet that's been laid here, AE, and it's from
What do we
Leonard
got?
Gates. The Soldier, a 91.65 average and a 5-0 victory over Jason Wilbur, who averaged 70 himself, which would have been one of the higher averages on the winner side. But a 91.6 from Leonard Gates.
Now, all due respect to Jason, you know, that's a good number in there, and I suspect he obviously probably was really solid on his doubling in. But for a Gates to be throwing over almost 92, I doubt Jason got a lot of looks at doubles.
Fair. That is very fair.
121.
That assumption is one that I absolutely would agree with.
$50. Joe, you require 100.
Off and rolling here in event number 5, the Boomerang Tours Bash. Brought to you by Boomerang Tours Costa Rica.
26.
Deep sea
You want a
fishing.
little, yep,
Oh.
taste of paradise down in Costa Rica.
Sounds wonderful.
99. Joe, you require
And
92.
Ricard on 92 against the throw. And he has time. So if he needs to just do the setup play here, that's fine, and that's exactly what he's doing.
56.
Leaves tops when he returns. And Waite can't do anything about it. Besides pressure it. Another treble would do that.
100. Joe, you require
Not bad.
40.
Tops for Ricard for a 3-2 lead, and he gets it on dart 1. 1 dart in, 1 dart out in that leg.
Joe to throw first. Game on.
And it's a 3-2 lead now for Ricard.
Could be a real pivotal break
No
if
score.
Ricard holds here. He'll take on Doug Boehm. The winner of this will take on Doug Boehm in our last 32 match. Coming up,
100.
our second half of this group will feature Larry Butler taking on Darryl Christie. Butler comes in today as the 8 seed, and then we will finish up our last 64 matches by featuring Matt Prescott against Hossie Hicks.
Usually I am all for the headwear rule
45.
in the CDC and PDC and beyond, but I would always love to make an exception for Hossie Hicks with that Stetson. It's iconic.
Iconic. That it is. Take a quick look out on the floor, get you updated before we progress. Let's see, 2, 4, 6. Yep. Okay. So we're
45.
completed our last 128s, sort of play into the main group proper. Your winners, McKinnon, Faust, Humphreys, Wynn, Florian, and Anstey. Those players are in the bracket of 64.
103.
Results from your 64 level. Lenaw 5-3 over Keith Way. Spellman 5-1 over Vanderwhite. Gates 5-0 over Wilbur.
60.
Cameron 5-2 over Koch. Or is it Coke?
It's Cook.
It's Cook. Okay.
Yep.
Cransel 5-1 over Mackey. Bain 5-2 over Reddy. Long 5-1 over Fawcett. And Mawson 5-1 over Roker. So there you are up to date for the Boomerang Tours Bash.
Kind of interesting. We have not had a last leg decider in any of those matches so far.
26.
Just as I was saying, that's your complete update. Oh, no, my friends. Chris Caldwell jumps into the winner's circle for the last 64 with a 5-1 win over Jared
43.
Leedy. Caden Newberry jumps right in there as well. 5-2 over Chris McCarg.
81.
And every other
Caden.
match is just getting underway. Yes, sir.
Caden, one of those newcomers that has made himself a big name real quick with a semifinal appearance already in his first year on tour.
Chris, you acquire 100.
Yeah, we saw some real interesting tussles with Leonard Gates in weekend 2, I believe. And we got a chance to see Caden on our stream, and he hasn't disappointed. So exciting
94.
new wave of players here on the circuit.
So Chris leaves 50. Ricard trying to put some pressure on that. This is Ricard's throw.
26.
And that is not the pressure he was looking to put on at all. 10 for tops.
Game
And he
shot in the
pins
sixth
it.
leg.
Chris Waite ties it up 3 apiece once again.
7th leg. Chris to throw first. Game on.
So in terms of score line, I mean, this is where you want to be. We've, tied up. Best 2 out of 3 coming up. We've seen, spurts of good scoring from both players. Ricard better on his opening doubles than Chris has been, and that's made some difference. But ultimately, score line is all knotted, and it's anybody's game.
60.
Yeah, and the juxtaposition, right, of getting in quicker or not as quick as your opponent has really made a huge difference. In the last leg, it took Joe 10 darts to get in, which makes it really hard to win that leg when you're 9 darts less than your opponent. In this one, though,
60.
it's kind of been the reverse. Ricard gets in on dart 2. Waite took 5 darts to get in. But wait,
100.
not waiting to get some scoring done. Big 140 from Chris Waite.
60.
This is the Boomerang Tours Bash.
125.
Event number 5. We will have event number 6, the CDC Classic. Live here from Oakbrook Terrace, Illinois at 6 p.m. this evening, start time.
50
Approximately
pounds.
6 p.m.
Chris,
6 p.m.
Central time.
local,
130
Central,
seconds.
correct, sir. And then tomorrow, we bring you the Dark Connect Challenge, 11 a.m. local time,
26.
to wrap up weekend number 3.
A reminder to our viewers that are just joining us, this is the special Saturday
60.
double in, double out
Chris, you require 100
format as a part of our Saturday specials this season, which so far have been wonderful with the set play and win by 2 that we've had so
50.
far. Ricard can put some pressure on this 60 left. Needs at least a treble to do so.
60.
And I think those are all below the wire. So 60 left for Waite.
60.
This is for a 4-3 lead.
Game shot in the 7th leg. Chris Waite.
And he
Like,
pins
goes to
double
throw
10.
first. Game on.
That is his first lead of this match since it was 2-1.
So it's all to do for Joe Ricard.
32.
Did that make? Yep. He snuck it in there in the corner of the double 16. So
No score.
Oh, and not in for Waite.
see what Joe can do with that. As you said, Chris has done that a few times. Struggled to get in, but then scored well to put himself
45.
back in the leg. Let's see what Chris has in store for us with these next 3.
No score.
We apologize if anyone else heard what I just heard in the headset.
No, they didn't. So we'll
Okay,
move on.
that was funny.
And it
All
must be
right.
noted, we're enjoying a good contest here, 4-3. See where this takes a turn, but out on the floor, and I believe
16.
featured on. Not that we want you to leave us, everybody. We want multiple tabs open. Stay with me and Sean, but I think on stream number 3, just getting underway, tied one apiece. Stowe Bunce takes
41.
on Ram Guevara. So if you know anything about those two players, it's going to be an absolute barn burner. Already third leg in. They're both in the 70s in a double in
100.
format.
Yeah, that's a great call, AE. One of those on paper, Stowe as the number 1 seed. No, not number 1 seed. Stowe as the number 2 seed. Getting Ram Guevara in the first round as an unseeded player is an unlucky unseeded player. He's number 1 seed.
36.
I had to recorrect myself twice. I apologize.
And those are always good conversations. I'll get that seating list as we progress for the weekend. So we'll
60.
we'll have that handy as we move on.
Oh, I just made a
It's on-
guesstimate instead of
it's
actually
on the
looking at the real
bracket.
thing.
Yeah, it's available there on the bracket, but it's always
54.
if you see how Sean and I work, we always try and be as prepared as possible. Lots of note cards and post-it notes all around to keep information handy.
83.
I will say it is much nicer to get information and have that ready to go, knowing the draw on the bracket before play commences on exactly what we're going to be getting for at least the first 6 matches. before we get into our quarters. Sorry, top 16, then quarter, semi, and final. But Richard is making this look like it is going to go the distance.
66. Joe, you require 60.
It will be Waite's throw in the last league decider if it does go that way.
$20.
He'll be back. Let's see what kind of pressure Chris Waite can put on. May not
86. Joe,
even.
you
He
require
does.
40.
I thought he may not even get to a double, but a big third dart. So Joe Ricard looks at tops to square us up. Down to double 10.
26.
Oh no, and hits the
Chris,
single
you
6 to
require
leave double 7.
147.
Wait, would love a treble here.
57.
Doesn't find
Joe,
it.
You require 14.
14 is double 7 is not my least favorite, or is not my favorite double at all.
But you were also partially correct there. A lot of people's least favorite doubles. So the 2 twos.
Game shot in the
Hey,
play.
2
Joe
twos works
Ricard.
out for Joe
Ninth
Ricard, and we're
final
tied at
leg.
4
Chris
legs
to throw
apiece.
first. Game on.
We're
May not
going the
be
distance.
Might not be super pretty, but it got the job done. And we're going the distance. So leg number 9, as you said, this is our first
40.
match in the tournament that's gone the distance.
And
60.
couldn't be more excited that it's happening here on our streaming board.
$45.
Both players in. And now this is just a leg of 501 at this point.
44.
Nervy darts from both players. Trying to settle down and find that triple. We've seen them both score
85.
pretty well at you know, spurts and given moments during the match. So we know the ability is there. It's just focusing, and there you go, and there it comes
81.
in that spot. I thought he had both trebles in.
$45.
And Chris only with 45 to follow. Ricard finds a couple troubles here. He's in the driver's seat. Really, every trouble right now.
25.
Gold, and that was a trouble on the floor. Probably.
Yeah, what seemed to be the leg turning into Joe's direction is now
180.
That's a-
Oh, what a 180.
180 for Chris Waite. Timing is everything in this game, Sean.
And his first one comes in the last leg decider,
60.
sitting on
Chris, you
286
require 106.
with his opponent breathing down his neck. And now he's got at least 6 starts here. 86. Now 68 left, so he might go back to the 20s. Might find the 12s.
50.
Those go back to the 20s. Ricard needs a couple of trebles of his own.
57.
Unable to leave a finish yet.
Chris, you require 48.
So 48 beckons for Chris Waite. Wayward dart. He's gotta get to work to fix that.
Times 2. He didn't even get a shot at an actual double yet.
And the double 11.
Wow. Oh, and Joe, you know that there's like
20.
just excitement for the
Chris, you
misses
require
there and
5.
unable to do anything with it really. And cleanup on aisle 5 did
No
not
score.
happen.
Yeah, like you
Joe,
said,
you require
that prior
148.
turn now, Joe gets a second crack at this. He's just got to stay calm because obviously you see your opponent going off the rails, and you just have to find a way to just slowly get back in this
15.
match. And 3-5s is not
Plus
going to
you
do it.
require 5.
No, it is not. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. His first dart is in the madhouse.
3. Joe, you
I
require
thought we were going to see a little party
133.
piece there, but again, just from Ricard's standpoint, just keep them straight and true, and you could have a chance at being right back in this match and win it.
96.
That's a good last.
That was a
Chris, you
biggie.
require 2. Game.
And the
shot,
madhouse
and
does
then
go, though,
Chris
for
Wade.
weight.
Look at-
Wow.
Look at that first start, like calm and cool, like he planned it all along. But there you go.
Easy.
Dust settles, and Chris Waite advances 5 legs to 4.
Unbelievable. Chris Waite was fantastic on his finishing, on his doubles. 5 for 11 on the actual match. Now, getting to that double on that last leg decider was an absolute crazy scenario. His first, he had 48 left, and I took 9 darts for him to get to it, even a double. But that being said, we have a lot more action, AE, from the Boomerang Tours Bash coming your way right after this.
God.
Hitcore is the streaming entertainment alternative. Live concerts and comedy? Hitcore has it. Premium high-def audio and video? Hitcore has it. A customizable entertainment experience? Hitcore has that as well. No app? No problem. Set up an account, decide what you want to watch, buy it, then press play. It's that easy. Hitcore is live and on demand 24/7. Hitcore, where every live event becomes your experience.
The first release of the Kaze series is the Saros range, inspired by the majestic swordfish and offered in 3 distinct barrel shapes to cater to a wide audience of players. Each of the 3 shapes are available in a single soft tip dart and 3 different steel tip weights, resulting in a total of 12 unique models, ensuring a perfect match for every player or collector. First, let's talk about what the entire range has in common, starting with the milling. We see intricate diamond-shaped cuts mimicking fish scales and a gorgeous DLC blue coating. The diamond cuts are layered in a way that provides a very aggressive texture. The front and rear sections feature fine ring cuts offset by a deeper zigzag V-cut. The unique arrangement of scales changes slightly depending on your vantage point. The mesmerizing visual effect is further enhanced by this luxurious blue coating as it refracts light into different shades of blue and purple. This is a quintessential premium look and design. Every dart in this range is made of 90% tungsten and boasts a delightful unboxing experience. Target Japan has carefully selected accessories like the dynamic wave-inspired acrylic stand on par with our swordfish theme, a silver premium Swiss point key, and custom green K-Flex flights.
Welcome to Shootin' the Bull, the official podcast of the Championship Dart Circuit.
I smell a late summer special episode on which state has the best players and do we go bulls or triples on certain outshots for these two gentlemen? We've got lots of content to come later
If you
this
do
summer.
that, you got to
These
get
boys
Baggish
are
on
great.
here.
You two plus Baggish, and we're going to have like an hour and 20 minutes on cricket strategy. Is that where we're going with this? I love it. I'm in.
There's no
'Cause
strategy
basically,
in cricket. I'm down.
Make a getaway every single day. Now it won't be long till the party's on.
Located in the heart of Midtown, Mikhail's Bar and Grill. More than just a pub.
Welcome back once again to weekend number 3 on the road to the CDC Continental Cup Tour Finals Championship. We are back here at the Boomerang Tours Bash, event number 5. I'm Sean Green, joined once again by Anthony Eugenia. AE, we start off with 2 great matches. We have another one here featuring 2 fantastic players. Of course, one of them being the great Larry Butler.
The legend that is Larry Butler, an all-time CDC icon. Good to see him up on our stream. So, yep, taking on a veteran CDC player now, I'd say, in Daryl Christie. So, yeah, I think the quality continues. We've had a good start to the day, two interesting matches, and here we go, Christie.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this format for these 2 players as well, because both of them are great great finishers. So I'm really looking forward to see how they do on the double in double out format. You know, Larry is not going to be one to shy away from switching at any point in time as he starts in on the double 19 on dart 3.
A little look at the numbers.
No score.
They have played
There's
just once.
Yep.
Just once on the CDC. Larry got that contest. Go ahead, Sean.
I was going to say, yep,
96.
that is true. And Larry averaged 95 in that match against Daryl when they played that one time. Heading into this season, Larry's average is a 78 versus Daryl's is an 80.5.
48.
So on paper, they're very even in that regard from this year and on how they played. Of course, Larry is a 9-time event winner, former Continental Cup champion. Daryl Christie has 1 finalist appearance back in 2023 to his name. So obviously the legendary Larry Butler has the accolades. Can that make a difference in this type of a format where doubling is so important?
His 259th
47.
CDC match. I love it. It just tickles me because it's been a long road, and it's a true blessing and a humble honor to have a player like Larry play so many CDC matches. It's great.
80.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be one of the highest amount of games played in the CDC. There's only really a few people that are probably in that running.
Yeah, I'd say obviously Gates is one of them, and maybe even Darren Young still, even though we haven't seen Darren in a few seasons. But that's one of those things, Sean. We got to put the
41.
stats team on. We need that info.
I am going to guess that yep, Gary Mawson has played 271 total matches.
83.
No, are we just going to hunt and peck now? Which is a great idea.
No. I was just looking at. He was just one of the other players that I thought might.
Oh no, that's what I mean. To look up in our database, grab a few likely candidates, and just kind of find out what their numbers are.
Well, you know us. If we start doing that, we're not going to stop.
I can hear people right now. Talk about the match in front of us.
Yeah.
Yes, dear.
I think Leonard has it. 292.
Yeah.
For the record.
I think that's a safe bet. Leonard's been with us from year 1.
133.
Mm-hmm. A great 1-3-3 from Daryl Christie to leave himself 90. Butler on 96. So a little bit of pressure. Now 91. So treble 17 for tops. Not going to be able to land on his perch yet, but he sets it up nicely. Christie will start on the 20s here with 90 left.
64.
And it will be a dart at the bullseye.
65.
Ooh, just a bit high, AE. And Butler now 3 clear at 32.
You would expect
Game
this to
shot.
go in first dart, and there it is. Mr. Butler.
That's the difference between 1-1 on doubles and 0 for 1 on doubles. The Natural Disaster, Daryl Christie. It's a great nickname.
69.
And you see, Daryl, a little bit of your
I was just, yeah.
idea on your end. You want to talk about that?
Roll with it, brother. Well, you know, choosing a spot on the board that gives you a little bit of a safety net. Either choosing that's why I would imagine there's more points on that left side of the board if you chose the double 14 as a focus, but you've got some play above and below it. As we talked about in that prior leg, different philosophies on how to double in.
180.
And there's a 180 for Daryl Christie.
First of the match, and Christie looking good right now. And AE, okay, we've lasted long enough.
60.
The number 1 seed is out in the first round of this event.
Ram Guevara
Lost 5-2.
takes out the number 1 seed Stowe Bunce. But as is the case, on the CDC journey, there's 16 seeds and there's a lot more players out there who are potentially seeds, and you get into different situations where players reattain a tour card, and we know how dangerous they are. And Ram Guevara Jr. is one of those players. So certainly an upset in terms of the 1 seed. Certainly an upset in the way Stowe's playing. So no knock on Ram, but Stowe is one of the best on the continent right now. But the accomplishments of Ram Guevara make it an upset, but not a shocking upset.
Agree with you completely. I've compared Ram as an unseeded player this year to someone like Adam Savada as an unseeded player last year, right?
96.
A little bit different in the way that Savada just tore everything open last year. But Ram has that same kind of talent level. So I really look to see him do
Game shot.
some big things. As Daryl Christie takes it out cleanly. 1 dart needed at the double, 1 dart hit. So he had a perfect double leg in on the first dart, out on the first dart.
102.
And a great switch there from Butler to the 19s, and he's in and rolling after dart 1.
As you touched on in the opening leg, we've seen Larry be so dangerous on those 19s, a real asset and a weapon for the Eagle.
I mean, and what we mean by that, for players that are watching at home that are wondering, why does that matter that you can go down the 19s and have the confidence to score there? And it's because most dart players have 1 scoring segment number that they know they can sit there and hammer. Whether it's, and obviously it's the 20s for the majority of players.
Mm-hmm.
Very few players can comfortably switch targets if that first target is not working for them, and they can make that second target work just as effectively. Larry on the 19s is one of those people.
59.
It's always nice to have a plan B.
What separates good players from great players from exceptional players is the ability to have
92.
more and more dangerous weapons in your locker. We've got a second match going to distance.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sean, I was going to take a look out
on
the floor for everybody. Trevor Buboltz and Jay Wah tied at 4 apiece in a deciding 9th leg. So we'll take a look at. It's fun to see deciders, and we are well into the last 64, so almost too many names to to go through, but just some highlights we saw, like we
70.
touched on Guevara taking out bunts, but three-time world champ John Part through, and new names in there. Adam Savada gets through, so a lot of the big CDC names through, and some have fallen by the wayside. So you can check that out at darkconnect.com, tv.darkconnect.com to be exact.
Yeah, and you just click on that PDC tab, which is almost just really cool to say. You have to click on that PDC tab to find our events.
I can't lie, I agree.
126.
I figured you were in the same boat as me on that. As Larry on 76. Should be one dart. It is, after that dead center setup play. So you knew that was going. And Butler, perfect in, perfect out in leg number 3.
Yeah, Larry looking crisp, but Darryl as well. Darryl down behind a leg, but playing really well himself, finding that, double 4, and, the Dixon Green proposal of nobody missing double 4 on and out. It's looking to hold true here for Christie, and I just gave him the jinx. But there you go, second dart in.
68.
And he's scoring effectively, outpacing Butler by 10 points on averages, but behind 2-1 score line. So
It is in.
shaping up to be another great match as we continue here at the Boomerang Tours Bash.
80.
I mean, let's call this AE for what it is. Butler, like we've said, his prowess on finishing and everything. I mean, he's missed 3 darts at a double total, in or out, through 4 legs. He's 2 for 2 on his finishing, and he's 4 for 7 on his entering. I don't care who you are. That is high class.
It's the exact same word came to mind for me. It's just pure class in this game. Pure class.
So that's why he can be 10 points down on the averages and still be up 2-1.
$140.
But Christie has also been very, very spectacular so far today.
140.
Man, this is going to be a good battle.
Yeah,
Both on finishes after 9.
Before we get to that finish, Jay Wah gets the better of Bolt, put a period on that sentence. So that was another match that went the distance, our second today. So see where we are with that out on the floor. So Jay Wah through. And this one, Sean, I can see this one going all the way.
I can too. And
134.
The way that they're playing, it seems a little likely, although Butler now on 24 with Christie on 105. Knowing how Larry's been hitting his doubles, Christie has to take out this 105. Ooh, interesting start. Tops. He tried the 25 tops move.
65.
But Larry Legend. Double 12.
12.
And that seemed
And
to
he
be
does not get it.
such a good marker on that first one. Quite surprising that an over adjustment there put it over the top. So Larry's first real hiccup on doubling out, and Christie capitalizes, and we're tied 2 legs apiece.
And Daryl Christie has only missed 5 darts at a double so far through 4 legs.
36.
2 for 3 on his finishing. Sorry, he's missed 4 in his openings.
$120.
Imperfect there.
44.
So let's see what Christy can do. Daryl from St. John, New Brunswick. So another Canadian. Taking on another American. Of course, Larry Butler from Dayton, Ohio. Well, resides in Dayton, Ohio.
Resides in Dayton, originally from Kentucky.
47.
Welcome in, everybody, on PDC TV, our national and international viewers. We appreciate your support.
95.
Hope you're enjoying the darts this weekend, and welcome to those on YouTube as well. Our feature board, additional coverage on YouTube, and as Sean has touched on, we've got a lot of darts to come.
140.
We are in the middle of Event 5. We've got Event 6 tonight and Event 7 tomorrow, so lots of CDC darts coming your way.
Looking forward to every minute of that coverage. And that includes our second match of this grouping here. Matt Prescott from Holt, Michigan, taking on Hossie Hicks from Arcadia, Florida. So that one will be following this matchup, and the winner of this one will face the winner of that one in the last 32.
41.
So AE and I are in the middle of match number 3 of 20 that we'll be covering all day long today as a part of our stream board, feature board number 1.
It is 76.
And of course, let's remind everyone watching on PDC.TV that we have 4 other streaming boards going on right now that you can watch live.
That is 106.
If you don't want to hang out with us here, you got 4 other boards going on currently.
Great setup dart from Daryl Christie to leave himself on 32 when he comes back, and all Larry can do is try and put a little pressure on, gets one of those 19s down there, and 116 is certainly doable for a Larry Butler, but Christie has a fresh look at double 16 to take his first lead in this match.
Game shot.
Oh, and
And
it
he
comes,
just needed to get to his double.
Yeah, it comes all the way back to that double he's been using pretty effectively to open up with. So there you go, Sean Green. It was all preparation for that moment.
Yeah, I don't know if nobody misses double 4, but Daryl Christie doesn't miss it very often. And
exactly,
that?
you and I had the same reaction. He's been so good on that double 4. He gets a little pea and vinegar in him, and he goes for the tops.
But AE,
38.
you get why, right?
What?
Larry starts on the
break-
20s.
After breaking, what?
Larry starts on the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So Daryl is automatically giving Larry an extra dart if Daryl doesn't try to start on the 20s, technically. It gives Larry the opportunity at the 9 darter, and Daryl would be giving up his throw technically if he doesn't start off shooting at the 20s there.
Fair point.
And that's where I think it is
97.
situationally.
Okay.
At times.
Yeah, Daryl just broke prior. He's starting, so he doesn't want to give Larry as a second player, in a way, the extra 3.
Exactly.
Okay.
55.
But they both got in on the first turn, dart 3 of it, so it's just back to basics now.
91.
But I knew we were going to get a little bit of that situational double in, double out when you asked me that question originally. And I think in that moment, that was one of those.
Fantastic.
95.
But it also is going to be something that I am going to follow up with Daryl about later on to ask him. Butler trying to break right back here. No trouble visit there. And if you're Daryl, the 19s at some point. It's got to be now. Because the problem is, if he hit 2 singles there, no matter what he does, he cannot leave a look.
And you see, I mean, you had it before he even let that dart go, but after he hit that dart, and you saw him pause and do the math and realize what he had done.
133.
Just took away an opportunity for himself to set up and out.
And of course, the legendary Larry Butler will punish that every time. And he does it twice on Sundays, but he's going to do it once at least here.
95.
And he'll set up 98 left. That's a break right back.
Do we try double-double? Nope. Was that in? Is that in? It is in. And,
Yep.
and the double 12 is in. 98 for Butler and breaks back in leg 6.
Great checkout from Larry to make it a 3-3 score line.
I got it. I mean, he's still just incredible after all this time.
No score.
On so many different circuits, on so many different platforms. Has in the last 30 years who's thrown more darts than Larry Butler? I don't know. And that there's still magic in that arm. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, the longevity is just, it's in a class of its own. It really is.
80.
And you have to throw in a almost life-defining moment as well, right? That he was able to come back for and continue to get back then to the high level that he was at before.
Heart condition scare, and yeah. I'll say it, Sean Green. Larry
Insane.
Butler's had more comebacks than Lazarus.
I love it. He finally gets in on dart 7 here in this leg, which is very disappointing after breaking right back on Christie. And Daryl unable to do a whole lot there again, so he's allowing the eagle to catch back up.
96.
And AE, we have a couple of top 32 matches starting to get going out there. Gary Moss taking on Levi Cransell, and David Cameron taking on Jacob Brooks. We did start our mainstreaming board a scotch behind the others.
A scotch. Well played.
Thank you. Thank you.
I.e., we were late.
30,
Ish.
Or
Ish.
58. Excuse me.
We were fashionably late. We were just
All
building
right.
the
We'll go,
anticipation.
We'll go with that. As I said the last weekend, by the end of it, nobody will remember anything. We're gonna have a great time, some great darts, and that's where we're at now. We're, as you said, we've broken the seal on the last 32. So Sean and I, once we get sort of a lot of players in that round of 32, we'll reset the table, let you know who's remaining, and as we turn the corner here at the Boomerang Tours Bash.
What an absolutely great event. Brought to you by Boomerang Tours Costa Rica. If you're ever planning your trips down there, make sure you look up Boomerang Tours.
43.
They are the best in the business, and they will make sure that you have the time of your life while you're in Costa Rica.
Yeah, and all the social media platforms, make sure you add on that CR at the end. It's at Boomerang Tours CR, and you can find them on Instagram, X, and Facebook.
This is the type of finish that Larry might take out, and he does not.
43.
But you can never put those high finishes behind him. That being said, Christie to break again, and now take the 4-3 lead to be throwing for the match against the number 9 seed. Double 10.
30.
Not in.
And protect your ears, all you lip readers out there. Darryl Christie not happy with that turn of events, but still, not a gimme 106 for Butler. Great start though.
32. Oh,
74.
something I think Darryl was even expecting Butler to hit after he hit the first treble. And I think he's deciding here if he's splitting or going right at it, AE.
He's going to go.
Split.
Oh, no, we see the eyes down to the right. 2 4s.
Game shot.
And the split, he cashes in on the split. Double 4 has been a ally to him, coming in, going out all day. And, with all the Larry Butler chatter, and of course, rightly so, deserved by the Eagle, Darryl Christie, 4-3, outscoring him on Dark Connect, and
8.
is in a position now to advance out of the last 64.
And again, he went at the 20s on the first 2 darts.
36.
Ooh, Larry gets in on dart 3 as well.
And he didn't.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, AE.
I understood
the double 4.
Yep, the double 4. But like you've laid out why he goes that way. Didn't work, and then went to that double 4. And there you go. Some great cover shooting for Christie.
It almost looked like he Larry there.
Larry. Yeah, and I
Point to the
guess
19.
Technically is a cover shot only after your first dart doesn't go in. I don't know, but basically meant that we've seen him be so effective, and choose 20s first. But we're going downstairs. He's feeling it, and that's the direction he's going to go in.
And
99.
Yep, 19s.
Continue,
right? Yep.
2 trebles were needed, I think, there from Butler. Christie, yeah, definitely will start on the 19s here, right?
Yep. Like he's put himself in a position to continue that route and hopefully have a look at the big fish if he can keep it in the single bed, and he does. 170 beckons. No, we misscored that. How did we score a 140? Yep. We have a correction there. It'll come through.
81.
So the big fish beckons for Darryl Christie to knock out Larry Butler, today's number 8 seed.
We'll never know, but if I'm Christie in that situation,
50.
I never shoot at the bullseye on dart 3 if I hit the 2 treble 20s.
I know a
Just
lot
because you never know with Larry, if he gets into a finishing position,
23.
which he did not do. You don't put past him to miss that finish. So 120 left here for Christie for the match.
$45.
Oh, slack last start, AE.
Yeah, that may hurt a bit, especially if Larry comes up here with a 140.
140. How about
180.
That's a 180 for the Eagle.
what timing to leave 36 and pressure Darryl on the 75? What timing?
He just strapped a bag of bricks to Darryl Christie.
Oh, good first start. Double 6. And he misses them.
69.
Good showing, though, from Christie. What a tough third dart on the wrong side of the wire. But there
And
he
the
goes.
same double that he got in on goes out for Butler. What a 180-36 finish, AE. We're going the distance again.
This match smelled as if it was going to go to distance in the most positive way possible, and here we are. And you could see Daryl knows that was a big opportunity missed, but a new opportunity presents itself, and he takes the pause. Are we deciding 20s or 4s? Is that the pause, Sean Green?
He goes 20s. Whatever the pause was, it works.
120.
Because that's a great 120 in. Butler in on the 5th dart, and then he hits a big fat 5. And I love this from Daryl Christie, don't you, AE?
Slow it down. It worked for the first 3. Good darts there. I would stay the course. Whatever feels good in the mind and the body.
81.
I just like that he watches the 3 darts, then he gathers himself, makes sure he's ready to throw before he steps up there. He's pacing his adrenaline. Brilliantly.
And it's paying off for Daryl Christie.
And he is miles ahead against the throw on Larry Butler, who could not have been better timed on the 180-36 checkout in the last leg. This has been impressive from Christie. And a great 95 setup. But
Daryl Christie. But
Larry does hit a 2 treble visit there just to maybe keep it in striking distance in case. But it doesn't look possible. Double 14. Ooh, double 7. Uh-oh now.
Just dicey enough where let's see if a 180 goes in again.
5.
Good crack at this 140. Thank you very much.
It could go.
It could certainly go.
Oh, tops. Oh my goodness, just misses the tops. Wow.
And not an easy double 1 for Daryl Christie. What a great marker.
Game shot.
And it finally goes in. Oh my goodness, AE.
I'm both speechless and just over the moon at that. What a fun match that was. I don't know what direction to go in with that, Sean. We saw those great moments from Larry Butler. Great. He opens the match so good on his doubling in, so good, even better on his outs. But all the while, Christie held a better average than him. Christie goes down and hits those 19s. We saw a huge 180 from Butler to put him in a position to tie it up, and he does it. But I will say, for the accolades we give Butler, in that match and deserved overall in his career, sometimes a guy wins a match he deserves to win, and I think that was Daryl Christie right there, 5-4.
I agree completely with you. I don't think that you could have assessed that any better. Wow. The 9 seed is out by just a masterful display from Daryl Christie. He had 8 match starts, but the only one that counts is that 8th one that goes in on the Madhouse. Wow. Impressive display. And there are 2 players that are going to be heading into this room. They're going to have a lot to live up to, and that's Matt Prescott taking on Hossy Hicks.
Yeah.
That will be our next match.
Yep, we're going to
occurring here.
And yeah, we've got the players in the room. They're going to start warming up. Thanks, Sean, for the setup. Yeah, we're going to, to look overall, we've, an impressive performance from Christie, but we, probably still the player of the day in the group is Doug Boehm, and he sits there, 2 matches down the road. We'll see him take on Chris Waite. But a real feather in the cap for Darryl Christie to sort of just really stay solid in that match. We saw some good scoring, and as I said, he continued to outpace Larry throughout the match from a scoring perspective, effective on those double fours. So real interesting, Prescott and Hicks. There's opportunities here for lots of players in this group, and that's who we're going to bring to you next. And let's take a look, Sean, out there on the tournament floor.
Yeah. Yep, we do have one quarter or top 16, David Cameron, and look at that average, it's 91.65, so matches the average of Leonard Gates in the first round. So that's our second 90-plus average of the day here in this double in, double out Boomerang Tours Bash.
Just certainly class showing itself with both of those players putting up 90-plus averages in a double in format. And Gary Mawson up 4-1 out there in the last 32 as well. Jim Long just getting underway, taking on Caden Newberry. Mawson taking on Levi Cransell. A couple of matches behind them getting done in the last 64 stage. We've got, I guess now it would be our 4th match going the distance. Elmer Kempt and Travis Ron in leg 9, and Jeremiah Millar up 3-1 on Nathan Humphreys, and that should put an exclamation point on your last 64 round, outside of what we've got coming your way with Prescott Hicks.
Yeah, and Gary Mawson just got the job done against Levi Cransell to update that one. So 5-1 victory for Gary Mawson, becomes the second top 16 player today.
I'm going to refresh the bracket and give you all a confirmation there on the okay, they're about
definitely do that.
out on
And
the
I'm going to
floor.
talk a little bit about both of our competitors that we're going to be seeing here shortly. Matt Prescott from Holt, Michigan. This is his first event this season as a CTC Tour Card holder, but last year played in 4 different events. In 2024, he had a last 16 in event number 14 last year, so a little bit of momentum for him heading into this year. His average, overall tour average is a 67, and he's taken on, of course, Hossy Hicks from Arcadia, Florida, averaging this year a 72.24, overall average of a 74, but he has 4 last 16s, and including event number 1 this year for Hossy Hicks. So really looking forward to Prescott versus Hicks in this one. First time playing head-to-head against each other as well. So we get a nice Michigander on our stream here.
Can't beat that. So I would make the assumption, based on our early technical difficulties, that board number 2 is a little behind, and that is our main board that's still a bit behind. Still 2 matches to go in the last 64. So we'll keep an eye out to see if the tournament, I guess being a streaming board, they can't really do much in terms of moving games, but I'm sure the tournament team is going to try and get things moving as quick as they can to get us all squared up so we don't have major delays as we head towards the quarterfinals. And that
33.
obviously is a tournament director's head and mindset you're getting a peek into.
Yeah, that's the thing that
40.
a lot of people don't really understand in this whole process, AE, is that while you are doing commentary today, you're also
95.
you got 7 other jobs going on behind the scenes that you're focusing on and paying attention to. So the fact that you're able to still do comms so well that you as well as you are really speaks volumes to your multitasking skills, first of all, but also the fact that you're able to focus entirely on the match while the match is going on.
Well, that's debatable. I'm sure lots of people will tell you in the chat room he's not paying attention at all and he doesn't know what the hell's going on. But
neither am I.
That being said, well, it's a big help that I have a partner that covers for me a lot and does a great job, and you, Mr. Sean Green. But I just think back to In Living Color, like the Jamaicans.
60.
I got 11 job, man. That's okay. But that's how the CDC shop works. Is you've got the CEO is also the tournament director. He's also the travel agent. He's also the order fulfillment guy, and he's also the chief bottle washer. So we all do a little bit of everything around here.
Yeah, and no job is too small for any of you, which is insane.
CDC, we all do 11 job, man.
Nice 95 there from Prescott. She's wearing the Metro Darts jersey, representing Michigan.
100.
And every time I see Hossie Hicks, I immediately think of the 180 floor video because he was next in line to shoot after
47.
the 180 and then trip and fall over. So his reaction is the best one out of the group, which is no reaction from Hossie. He's the only one that stays like cool, calm, and he just looks down and just looks back up and just gets all about his business. Prescott on 157.
99.
Good setup play, but Hicks a chance to break the throw here with 100. Ooh. Double 16.
68.
Not the switch that you see very often with your opponent on a finish.
No, and that's Matt kind of gives him the acknowledgement of that.
38.
So
And unfortunately, 2 missed starts there from Prescott, and those doubles did not look the most convincing.
So let's see. Hicks had a dart drop on the floor. Is he gonna need? He's gonna need all 3.
No score.
I don't know how he found the third one, AE, but he does. Didn't he?
No,
No?
he actually he needed the double 8, but it was on. The,
Oh, my
It was in
goodness.
the. Yep, he busted.
10. Game shot.
Oh, there he goes.
That's more like it.
See, and I don't even have any other jobs to do, AE. And I
No score.
didn't get that one right. But 0 for 3 to get in there for Hossie is going to open up back the door for Prescott. Gets in on dart 2.
89.
And a great switch to the 19s.
We've got our second player in the last 16. Mawson holds on 5-1 over Levi Cransel and 72 average for the Mauler. We'll take a moment here to do a little promo for
Nice.
everything CDC. We talked about we welcome everybody in here on YouTube. This is our feature board on PDC and YouTube. You can also follow boards 2 to 5
81.
being streamed on PDC TV, along with boards 6, 7, and 8. You can find all of those on darkconnect.com, right? So you can go to Dark Connect,
60.
follow each and every match. You can also check out the leaderboard, right, Sean? There's amazing information on the leaderboard. Overall averages,
40.
first 9 averages, checkout information, who's hit the highest double out of the day, who's hit the most 180s. So tons of great information on our partners on Dark Connect.
59.
But you could also keep tabs on other things CDC. You can go to champdarts.com. That's our website. You can get information via, all kinds of things, standings, event news coming up, ways to register for events.
98.
You can also sign up to the CDC newsletter there. Our newsletter gives you great updates and promos from our sponsors, so another great thing to have. Plus, social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and you can find us all by searching up @ChampDarts, using @ChampDarts. And then last but not least, we'll have a new episode coming. Oh, did that 7 go in? 7, I think, landed for Prescott to take out leg. Nope.
Yeah, no, that
Leaves-
wasn't for the finish though.
Leaves 32. Yep, he was looking for that 32, right? So it was outside.
Yep.
Lastly, just I'll jam it in here before Matt gets back up. Look for a new episode of Shooting the Bull to wrap up what happened on New York, what's been going on this weekend, and what's to come from CDC. Look for that at the end of July.
Game shot.
And the 4th one goes in for Prescott. But yeah, excited to see all of that, especially the Shooting the Bull podcast. You guys do a fantastic job. Love being a guest on there every once in a while as well.
I was going to say, what do you mean, you guys? You're an integral part of that show, my friend, and as it develops, you're going to see more and more people, regulars be, a fixture, and you're one of them, along with the other members of the CDC family. So, yes, sir, I think we do a great job, and I have a lot of fun doing it with you and Peter and Gordon and Mark, and of course Jeff McMahon behind the scenes.
Oh, absolutely. And let's make sure that we mention the production team of that with Jeff and KJ from time to time, because the prep work and everything there, all the fun videos, all the fun intro videos, any of the interesting segments that Jeff comes up with actual graphics for, and even videos for. He has songs for all of us prepped up. Jeff
It's
McMahon,
fantastic. He's having a blast. He's having almost
insane.
too much fun creating those great videos.
Yeah, huge hats off to him.
All right, Matt.
No score.
Struggling mightily. That's 12 darts now that Matt Prescott has not been able to come in. So Hossie Hicks is just sort of trying to do the business here in leg 3. It's against the throw, so a lot to be gained for Hicks here in this leg.
41.
Yeah, this is where the double in, double out can feel like an endless mind game of just trying to make a person feel bad about themselves over and over and over again. Because Prescott just took out the last leg to break the throw right back from Hossie Hicks, and then it takes him 14 darts to get in this time, with Hicks already on 208, and it's like, okay, cool.
100.
Just wasted my throw. But I've also been in a situation where I've played double in, double out, and never got in. So at least he got in and started rolling. His average for this leg is not going to be 0.
While they do the math
Rossi
on
did
that, yeah.
the setup, yep.
To your point, I heard a great story. I'm trying to get it exactly right, but a friend of mine over on the East Coast, Craig Aiken, told me a story years ago. Went out to Vegas for the old North American Open, which was 301 double in, double out, and I think it might have been pairs, and I think they might have used the same format. And look at Hicks pick up the double to break the throw in leg 3, and going to look to put pressure. If he comes in and opens up in his first 3 here, that'll put a ton of pressure on Matt to try and rectify his double in struggles, and that's what he's going to do. But Sean, it was a case of somebody was playing in the old days. John Lowe, Eric Bristow in pairs, and is it possible? I think Craig maybe didn't even throw, or he threw like 3 darts in the whole match.
It was like, yeah, thanks for that.
Because I think it was, yes, exactly. If you're playing 301 and it's pairs, and you're throwing off throw, and they take it out in 6, it's like I don't think Craig threw.
So he might have gone first and missed his ins.
If you're 4th
52.
and John Lowe open and
you're right.
Lowe and Bristow have the throw, and they open up with the 160, and that leaves a 141, and it's like bingo bango, and it's gone. And I think that happened to him.
95.
It's like, all right, well, cool. Glad I got to play that.
Yeah, it's best 2 out of 3, and they pulled up, and it was like, all right, say goodnight.
45.
Yeah, because that format's going to be bull for start every leg too. That's amazing. Just you play in a tournament and never got to throw.
Not even got a
41.
chance to throw in competition. It's like, did I even get a T-shirt for this?
Did he warm up at least? Because that'd be even crazier.
On retrospect, why bother?
It's true.
No, 80.
I have a feeling that if I ever lost that way, I feel like that'd be the best way for me to lose. I know it wasn't my fault.
It's a much more relatable story 45 years later than if you actually got to throw and just lost.
Right. Like I was terrible. Like
39.
You can't even say that.
Nope. I was on my darts that day, my friend. I was going to hit nothing but ton 80s and check in, but they never gave me a chance.
40.
Exactly. He was perfect. All right. Prescott way behind against the throw. He did get in on the 4th dart, but Hossie has hit his last 3 doubles that he shot at, including the start of this leg, start of the last leg, and the double in the last leg. Hossie continues to go the 18s route there.
48.
It just sets it up, leaves 32.
That was old school. When I first started, they would tell you 80, start on the 16s, triple 16, double 16, but
100.
That's been beat out of me now.
Yeah, it's almost as a newer player to the game that I would call myself at this point.
It's offensive.
I like the idea of it, but it's one that I wouldn't think of. Even though it was an old school thing in the past, now I don't even think of that as an option with 80 left, if that makes sense.
And Hicks cashes in there to go up 3-1 to pay attention to what's in front of us. But Sean, I can't begin to tell you for you to frame that to me, that that's not even how you, as a newer player, you would think. I can't begin to tell you how standard operating procedure that was. It was period, end of story on 80.
32.
Yeah, it's honestly one of the things I love about this sport is how it has evolved. how the thoughts and the thinking process has evolved.
100.
How it started off, where if you did certain things, it was looked at as disrespectful
Oh,
to
you
your
betcha.
opponents, and nowadays, I don't know
43.
if Luke Littler was born in the 60s or 70s, would he even still be alive today? Like,
Well, no, they would have no, they would have his style of play would have been maybe not. I was going to say gently massaged, but maybe not so gently massaged away from that. Like he just no, you're certainly right, Sean. When I first started playing, if you went tops, you would have had somebody would have had to talk to you outside. Either one of your teammates would have pulled you aside and said, "What's with the hot dog?" I was gonna use some profanity there. What's with the hot dog poop? Or somebody on the other team, regardless of how we know better now to sort of break it down and go like it's a perfectly reasonable shot based on the size of the bed, etc., etc. It was not looked that way. I'm telling you, there was more than one raised voice conversation with people making those choices only as far back as the early 90s, and that's a fact.
I believe it. I 100% believe that.
And the thinking about even like say that discussion about 80, as I think about it now, I think what really stemmed those conversations, it wasn't the math of it of what was going to give you a better choice. It was the double decision. It was when we got taught to play, it was so heavy, and what a great turn here from Hicks. It was so 16s because of the way it broke down. You know what I mean? So it was such a desired double. It was usually reversed engineered. It was like, well, how do you get to double 16 and go that route? It was jump ahead to the double 16 and then backtrack on how to get there before these two darts are better for you to get to an out regardless of what that double is.
Well, Matt Prescott is going to be looking to get down to a double from 110. Otherwise, Hossie is going to be in a driver's seat here, and Matt's not going to be able to look at a double.
58.
So Hicks, 56 left. He does like that 32. The math does not math for that right now. So he's going to go 60. Oh, how about that for double 4? And he can just do it that way. And that's a 4-1 lead now for Hossie. He is 3 for 3 on his last 3 doubles going out.
And on the verge of a clash with Darryl Christie in the next round. Sean and I will be back with 2 great matches in the last 32.
No score.
Already set up is Doug Bain versus Chris Waite, and Darryl Christie waiting in the wings to take on the winner of this match. And one last thought, Sean. Hopefully this will give everybody a chuckle. And I clearly remember having a conversation 1994, probably for about 7.5 hours. I tried to explain why in a certain situation on maybe like 92, it's if your opponent's on an out, there's a reason to go for the bull route. But it was, well, if you go instead of going 20s, if you miss the 20s, if you hit the bull, but the retort was, yeah, but what if I hit the triple 20? But if you miss, yeah, but what if I hit the triple 20? Well, if you hit the single bull, yeah, but what if I hit the triple 20? And it lasted about 7.5 hours, and I don't think I could get the guy to understand that there's a different way of thinking.
Yep. And
40.
AE, man, if that is not a just life fact at this point for a lot of the world.
40.
Yeah, but Sean, if I hit the triple 20, then I've got the
That's fair. Hey, you're right. And I get those arguments, right? 90 left and your opponent's on a finish. And we all know 20s is the way to go. But I have 1 or 2 people that will argue with me that the 18s is the better shot. Because what if I hit the triple 18? And those are the people I just don't talk to. Like, I just avoid them at all costs. Because there's no reasoning with them logically.
And now I'm really going to go in the weeds. Somebody will chuckle at this, and I'm talking about going all the way back to having charts printed out from crowsdarts.net that would tell you that your percentage of hitting a triple 20 with your first dart was like whatever it was, so that the percentages don't play. Doesn't matter. What if I hit the triple 20?
80.
I love that there's percentages that are mathematically put out there when, I got to be honest, my percentage of hitting a triple 20 versus, well, a 5-year-old. The 5-year-old probably has a better chance of hitting the triple 20 than I do. So that percentage doesn't really matter.
100.
I'm just going to leave this dead horse alone.
Look at this, 4-4 in the top 32. Caden Newberry, Jim Long. So Newberry still battling
44.
with these top players now in weekend number 3, and it's starting to become something that just happens with him. And if that's the case, that's a really good sign.
You betcha. I mean, that's how it becomes. It those performances become less and less of a surprise, and you start to see players. That's how unseeded players become seeded players. That's how outside players become the inner circle, and how new players become standard players is putting in the time and the effort, and then we go, yeah, of course, Caden Newberry is in the quarterfinals, of course.
Game shot.
Prescott hits that double. That is his first double attempts since leg number 2.
No score.
But the important thing is that the double attempts went in on that one. So it is 4-2. And that was a break of throw. Problem with it, AE, is that then Prescott goes 0 for 3 on the doubles, and Hossie gets in on dart 2.
Mm-hmm.
No score.
And when you're one leg away from losing, each double that you shoot at
43.
becomes harder and harder. Each double you shoot at becomes more and more unlikely. Adds just more and more weight to the shoulders. And that's why we're at dart number 9 now.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually a good look at it.
Yeah, I mean, this is where Hossie's just got to keep them in the bed. Even 3 singles right now in a good scoring bed is effective. Just keep them right there, or change. But as long as they're, as long as there was no 1s, 5s, and 7s in that group, it'll still just slowly, by attrition, get him to the place where he wants to be. Looking out on the tournament floor, and still a few of those boards are trying to get caught up, but we've commented we do have a few players. Jim Long gets through that battle. So Jim Long, Gary Mawson, David Cameron, Chris Caldwell have booked spots in the last 16, and we'll keep tabs on everything for you.
Well, we're on a bit of an upset alert out there on the floor in the top 64 because Kevin Ron is up 3-1 on U.S. Darts Masters top
Star
8 player, Mr. Jason Brandon.
Yeah.
Now it's 4-1 Ron over JB. So that one is
47.
really screaming upset alert.
And if you haven't already, I don't know what you're waiting for, but you can see that streamed on board 2 on PDC TV. I mean, this is really a day to have the laptop open and the iPad running and the PC and have the feature board up on YouTube on the TV, and a cornucopia of CDC action.
I mean, think about it, AE.
57.
You have those guys' dens where there's like 5 TVs like right next to each other for like March Madness games and Maybe there's 4 NFL games that you want to watch at the same time, type of stuff. Well, how about all of this for all the darts? You can do the same thing
Betcha.
there, because you have Leonard Gates right now
5
playing on board number
boards.
4. You
Yep.
got Rick Allred and Michael Wind playing on board number 5. You got this one here, and of course Jason Brandon, Kevin Ron on board number 2. Options, as Hossie Hicks does miss that look.
29.
5
First
boards.
match dart coming
5 boards of action, Sean Green. I'm gonna go to a place that'll give Peter Cetera a heart attack. But we've got 5 boards right now, right, that you can see. I'm just curious, how many boards do you usually get when you watch a PDC Players Tour?
That'd be 4.
Oh! I may have to take off the shoes and socks, but I don't know. 4 goes into 5 how many times? I don't know. One might be higher than the other. I'm not sure.
I agree with you there. Prescott, outside shot, needs the treble 18. Not going to happen. Going to stay there with 86 left. But Hossie Hicks
56.
with the Gordon Dixon special.
I'll get a talking to the next time I see Mr. Matt Porter.
Double 2 does go for Hossie. It's the 5th match dart, but it'll go. And Hossie Hicks wins this one by a scoreline of 5-2 over Matt Prescott. So we have our top 32 on this board set up, AE, and ready to go.
Doug Bain versus Chris Waite and Darryl Christie versus Hossie Hicks.
So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back with more from the Boomerang Tours Bash from Oakbrook Terrace, Illinois, right after this.
Hitcore is the streaming entertainment alternative. Live concerts and comedy? Hitcore has it. Premium high-def audio and video? Hitcore has it. A customizable entertainment experience? Hitcore has that as well. No app? No problem. Set up an account, decide what you want to watch, buy it, then press play. It's that easy. Hitcore is live and on demand 24/7. Hitcore, where every live event becomes your experience.
Welcome to Shooting the Bull, the official podcast of the championship dart circuit.
So I smell a late summer special episode on which state has the best players and do we go bulls or triples on certain outshots for these two gentlemen. We've got lots of content to come later
If you
this
do
summer.
that, you gotta
These
get
boys
Baggish
are
on
great. You two plus Baggish, and we're gonna have like an hour and 20 minutes on cricket strategy. Is that where we're going with this? I love it. I'm in.
There's no
'Cause
strategy
basically,
in cricket. I'm down.
Located in the heart of Midtown, Mikhail's Bar and Grill. More than just a pub.
The Championship Darts Corporation presents the Boomerang Tours Bash, coming to you live from Oakbrook Terrace, Illinois.
And welcome back, everyone. Live here at weekend number 3 on the road to the CDC Continental Cup Tour Finals Championship. I'm Sean Green, which you knew that when I messed up the intro. Joined once again by the great Anthony Eugenia. AE, we got ourselves a great matchup featuring Doug Bame taking on Chris Waite.
Hola! Thanks, Sean. Yeah, let's, as we move into the last 32, we saw a really good performance to open up the day from Doug Bame in a 5-2 win over Tyler Reddy. Good performance from Reddy, it surely should be noted. But we saw, all three facets of what we're looking for today in doubling in, scoring, and doubling out from Doug. So certainly the sort of standard bearer in this group, and the seed remaining, the 9 seed today. So we'll see how Doug follows that up in this match, and then that'll be followed by Darryl Christie and Hossie Hicks. And certainly to note is Christie's performance in a 5-4 win, taking out the 8 seed Larry Butler. So some compelling stuff coming up, Mr. Sean Green.
Oh, absolutely. And let's look at the tail of the tape between our two competitors here based on today's performance so far. Doug, 10th overall in the average with an 83.35 heading into this. Chris Waite was the second lowest average to win in round number 1, or in the top 64. So that was just a 55. So he's going to have to improve that. And it wasn't his checkouts or his check-ins as much as it was his scoring power in the middle. Because when you're taking on someone like Doug Bame, you're going to have your doubles on point, but also your scoring power.
This is true. We've seen some really big performances from Doug in terms of numbers in his CDC career. and I'm talking well into the 3 digits. So always a lot of dangerous potential from Doug Bame.
And Dougie has switched his jersey to a black polo. It looks like he's put his sponsors on there, but he's given a nice homage to the Taste of Buffalo, where he's on the board of directors. And if it's anything like the Taste of Indy or one of those, it's going to be a massive event where there's a whole bunch of different vendors from a whole bunch of different places around Buffalo that are in one probably massive convention where you can go to and just try a whole bunch of different foods. And that probably doesn't even include the deals that are happening at all those places at the same time. So a lot of work that he is missing this weekend to be here for. So just giving a little shout out to them. And of course, Doug's in right away.
As apropos, we saw in his first round match, looking around the tournament floor, we'll get you updated. Matches in the last 32 underway. Leonard Gates, after a really stellar opening performance, he's up 4-3 on Rory Hansen. John Part is ahead of Nick McKinnon, 3-1. And
100.
we've got a real compelling last 64 match there. Danny Young against Albert Anstey. We'll keep tabs on that. And then last 16 underway, Mawson and Jay Wah, David
55.
Cameron and Chris Caldwell. So lots of different levels out there. And Sean had touched on the leaderboard. He gave you some info there on the players we're watching off the leaderboard. You can go to darkconnect.com and check out the leaderboard that's on that landing page for Event 5. And this is how good Gates was in that first round. In a double-in format, Sean, in his first 9, it was 101. Yowza.
I saw that earlier and I didn't mention it. But yeah, it was. That means that he's getting in first or second dart every time. Yep. You have to
140
in order to average something like that. So yeah, that was so impressive. And Doug's doing the exact same thing here. After 12, he's on tops.
85.
Yeah, I mean,
Doug,
12
you
after
require
tops
40.
is impressive in a normal format. So, to say the least, in a double-in format. So, 2 10s for Doug Bame.
Game shot in the
2
first
10s
leg,
goes
Doug
in,
Bame.
second dart, and right out of the gate.
Second leg, Chris to throw first. Game
Continues to impress. Is no name, Doug Bame.
And that was with Chris
15.
Waite getting in on dart 1, but so did Doug. Chris took 2 to get in this time. Doug again in on the first one. And if you're Doug
120.
and you see Butler fall in the first round, who is someone that when you look at this format of double in, double out, you're like, oh, that could be a really dangerous person here. And Daryl Christie played well, but you have to almost be licking your chops here to win this board at this point.
It certainly, not in a disrespectful way to the other players on the board, but he's the last seed remaining. A performance in round 1 that would indicate that he's going to continue to push everybody that he faces. So yeah, without a doubt, this is a place where Doug Bame could see himself in the last 8 of today's tournament.
And he's firing on all cylinders right now too, which is
60.
part of the reason why I said what I said there. But it's also interesting. You got David Garfinkel chalking this one. He will be the tallest chalker for sure that
46.
these players will handle there. Of course, owner-operator of Dirty Jersey Darts. And Doug's one of his players.
Well,
so just
require 155.
interesting to see like the dynamic of everything, right? That takes place.
Sure, but to his credit, and we wouldn't have it any other way. When
97.
when David is part of the CDC staff, he's part of the CDC staff, and
Absolutely.
other business concerns are separate.
Completely.
83.
More pointing
Doug,
out
you
just the fact that we
require
have
58.
so much amazing talent on our staff in many different facets.
Well, true that. We love you guys. We love you guys.
Game shot.
Oh
second.
boy,
Doug.
Tops goes in for Doug
Third
Bame.
leg, Doug to throw
You know,
first.
Sean, I'd start to, you know, I mean, we've seen, obviously you talked about Mawson's great performance in the first round, and then now we've seen both Gates and Cameron put up 91 averages in wins. But
38.
you know, Bame keeps this up. We're not going to talk about him just winning this group and getting to the corners. You got
Right.
you got to start to consider him, you know,
16.
somebody to take the event today.
Right now, that's what it's looking like, as far as his form at the current moment. And again, this is
43.
I mentioned in the first match, this is with Doug working through new darts that he's trying to change to, versus going back to his old darts that he's using right now.
81.
I can tell you that it is not cool anywhere in this building where the players are playing, except for in this commentary booth. It is nice and chilled in here, so I just want to make sure that if any players know that,
96.
just want you guys to be jealous of that fact.
They're going to make you shouldn't have said that out loud, because now the whole practice
I locked the
room
door.
just heard that on the TV that's being streamed in there. Oh, did you lock the door?
I didn't, but I will now.
No,
right.
you're going to
I
have to,
should.
because there's going to be the bums rush. Because I saw a message that I think, unfortunately, the AC may not be working as it should, and there's an emergency HVAC guy on the way.
85.
But don't hold me to that.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could, but I'm sitting in Austin, so nanny.
yeah. No, you're not gonna. You can just
85.
leave, and no one's gonna be able to contact you. It's great. You can just say bye, like if you're the one that was wrong.
Bye.
Yeah,
59.
Doug shooting phenomenally right now. Speaking of another player that right now is laying down a gauntlet here in his last two matches, and that's David Cameron. He's averaging 93 currently in a 5-0
85.
lead over Chris Caldwell in the top 16. And that was after a 90-plus average in the previous round.
$60.
Yeah, I mean, he's chugging along so much, and he's in the middle of his third match today. Almost an 80 average to open things up, and as you said, the 91.65
Doug,
is
you require 100.
being followed up with a 92.78. 5-0, and that's the threshold in the competition that we move to a first to 6. So that's why David is not through yet, but looks
80.
quite on his way to
Chris, you
doing so.
require 131.
Doug will come back with tops after Chris misses that first start for the 1-3-1.
97. Doug,
Great
you
setup play,
require
though, for
40.
him. Problem is that first start missed the double from Doug was the only double he's missed so far. That is a bit awkward. Ooh. He's got to find the right or the
Game shot
the
in
left side of that, and he does.
Doug Bame. Fourth leg, Chris to throw first.
That was an impressive
Game
sneak past for Doug Bame on that last start. And he now takes a 3-0 lead.
on. 100.
And I mean, look at how quickly the averages can drop. AE.
Yeah, Doug, right? That was
100.
A good dozen points for Doug, I think.
Yeah, at least. And that's why it's so impressive to see these guys averaging what they end up averaging at the end of their matches. Cameron, a 6-0 victory, averaged 89.2. So
42.
Cameron firing on all cylinders. Gary Moss taking on Jay Wall in that top 16.
Yeah, a few players certainly putting
100.
putting a marker down and in this event. Cameron, Gates, and Bame being out front in that regard in terms of impressive
140.
performances.
Speaking of impressive performances, Jeremiah Millar was up 4-1 on Nathan Humphreys, and Nathan Humphreys came back to beat him 5-4 in the top 64 because he's playing right now in the top 32. And I was like, wait, I thought Humphreys lost in the first round, but he did not. He came back to win that.
Good job
So I
on
had
point.
written him off. Yeah.
Good job on pointing that out. Yeah,
59.
because I will, I will give Millar that sort of benefit of the doubt. If you don't stay on things, you assume a guy like Millar is going to get through. So good performance there, and thanks for you pointing it out to Nathan Humphreys. Good job for Nathan.
Doug, great setup play.
128.
There's that 80 left and goes into the 16s.
Chris, you require 134. $94. Doug, you require 32.
All right, Doug on 32. One dart left. And
24.
does not get it.
Chris, you require 40.
So Chris has waited for an opportunity to shoot a double to end the leg. He does not need to wait anymore.
Back up to 2 5s. Oh,
35.
But he didn't hit it.
Doug, you require 8. Game shot in the fourth leg.
squarely
know
in the
the
middle
adage.
of the bed.
Fifth leg. Doug to throw first. Game on.
Doug now up 4-0.
$97.
I don't care who you are. 5 for 8 on ends is extremely impressive.
40.
It's going to get you far in any tournament.
And Wait really wasn't that far behind him. 5 for 11.
25.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the difference has been.
121.
Although Chris sort of matched them there, my mind was going in that same way, Sean. That not only has Doug done well, not well, stellar in his opening doubles,
59.
but he's scoring extremely solid, and that's been where he's put that space between him and Chris to cut down on Chris's opportunities
28.
to even get looks at doubles.
I know we mentioned Doug's jersey, but Chris's jersey, obviously an homage to
140.
fallen compatriots in Canada during World War II. So, of course, want to
40.
shout out that it's
Require
a beautiful jersey.
The poppy, I'm assuming that you're referencing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's comes out of World War One. Just to
World War
clarify
One. That's
it.
what I meant.
Just,
Sorry.
just a little bit. Yeah. Remember,
Thank you.
It's
Double
shot
16,
in the match.
and double 16 does go in for Bame.
and Dougie Bame got the memo. We need to tighten things up and move this event on. 5-0 for Doug Bame, but good to see Chris Waite get a chance to see in front of our cameras. He gets a win in his first round match, so we look to see more from Chris Waite. But Doug Bame advances into your last 16.
Yeah, and coming up next on our streaming board will be Daryl Christie taking on Hossie Hicks. That one's going to be a really good battle, I believe.
Well, we liked what we saw from Daryl. Like we talked about, we certainly gave, Larry Butler all the flowers he deserves. But Christie doubled in well. We saw effective use on double 4 all the way through. Was out scoring, Butler 6, 7, 8 points, almost all the way through, stayed in the match. So we were quite impressed. It was a good win from Daryl. Hossy's 5-2, less impressive, but we know what we can get from Hicks. We saw bursts in there. So as you say, this does have the potential to be, no disrespect to Chris that we just saw there. He just took on a really tough Doug Bain that's just doing everything right. But yeah, certainly the Christie Hicks match has the potential to be, 5-3, if not 5-4, much tighter. So we'll sit pat. Sean and I will sit here and give you a look at, what's going on the floor, and I will give you a look at what's coming ahead as the tournament director. Peter Cetera gives us a little info. So, Sean, give us a little look.
Yeah, for sure. You got, coming into this match, Chris Christie's average last one was a 75, Hicks just a 60. So Hossy's obviously going to have to build it up a little bit. But if we're looking around the venue, we have Gary Mawson taking on Jay Watts, 3-2 lead for Mawson. That is a race to 6 there in the top 16. So a reminder. Kylie Edmonds up 3-1 on Nathan Humphreys currently. Alex Spellman up 2-0 on Chad Newton. And those are top 32 matches. And then we still have a couple of top 64s with boards 2 and 3 a little bit behind. Danny Young up 4-2 on Albert Anstie. And Ronald Sargent up 2-1 on Gino Florian. So that takes you around there. We have one quarterfinalist already, David Cameron, who is shooting extremely well today. And we still have the likes of Doug Bain, John Part, Leonard Gates, Jay Waugh, Jay Waugh is playing right now, Jim Long, Chris Caldwell, who is no longer playing, and Gary Mawson out there playing currently. So a lot of great players still left in this, and a lot of great battles still coming your way, including this one between Daryl Christie and Hossy Hicks.
Yep. And our coverage will continue. We're currently showing five stream boards on PDC TV, and that will continue as the event goes on. Those boards will as we get to the quarterfinals, board 5 will drop off. So we will offer, which has really been an exciting thing this year, Sean, is to be able to cover, from that top 8 all the way through. You get everything on camera. In the past, it was exciting to go from 1 to 2, which allowed us to, put both semis, but now to go to this many boards coverage is just awesome. So when we get to the quarterfinals, you'll have those on boards 1 to 4. You'll be able to see all of the quarterfinals, and then semifinals will be on streams 1 and 2. And then Sean and I will host you for the final right here on PDC TV and YouTube. So we're excited about that. To give you everyone a little preview of what's coming down the road for us here on our feature board. The quarterfinal that we will showcase will be the winners coming off of boards 5 and 6 or groups 5 and 6, I should say, in the bracket. And that's going to be Spellman, Newton, Lindbergh, Wynn, like the winner, whoever comes out of those 4, taking on the winner of Part and Long. So that's the quarterfinal that we will see. That one Part is obviously a little ahead. So Jim Long and John Part are currently going to play in the top 16. So the winner of that will take on the Spellman, Newton, Lindbergh, Wynn group, and that'll be the quarterfinal here on the featured board.
All right, I like that. That's exciting stuff. To potentially get one of those or 2 of those players.
Sure,
in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, on that one side, we either get a really good informed Jim Long that was just great to see in New York. It's really great that Jim is from when you first meet Jim, he's nickname certainly describes him. He's the gentleman, and he's kind of reserved. But it's wonderful to have seen Jim now in the last 4 or 5 years really come to flourish on that PDC stage, and even our CDC stages. He's become a real entertainer, and it's been awesome to see. So we either get him or a 3-time world champ, like you said, and versus one of those four great players who're going to earn their way into the quarters. So that's going to be fun. But first and foremost, we hear that the boys are just about ready to go.
Yeah, they're in there warming up and getting set. They have played each other once in the past, Daryl Christie and Hossie Hicks. Christie got the best of Hicks 5-1 in that battle. And I know I said I think this is going to be a good battle. If you had to tip the scales one way, Daryl Christie would have the advantage. So you'd expect him to do that.
Indeed. That's based on what we saw, that you would expect that to go the way. But that's why we play the games. So both Christie and Hicks come in, flush, come in square, into this last 32 battle. Gary Mawson in a bit of a tussle with Jay Waugh, tied at 3 legs apiece. Since we gave you a preview of who is going to be headed our way, Long and Part is just getting underway. You can that is a match that's not on a stream, so you can only follow that on Dark Connect. That's on board 6. But boy, open up big. Part goes up 1-0. Both players averaging 115. So some early fireworks in that match. Alex Spellman up 4-0 over Shad Newton. So we'll keep tabs on that again, as it's one of those matches that are headed our, potentially one of those players are headed our way.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to this. And as you see, Great Sarah is going to be chalking this bad boy. I see Daryl getting warmed up with Hossie. Sorry about that. I'm going to have another moment here where I'm going to have to mute myself, as I am in a storage area office that also has some stuff from the DJ who is coming in to collect his things now. So if I go quiet on you, that'll be the reason
Sean
why.
if you message Sean if you want requests to go in for tonight's Holiday Inn.
There you
Or where are we? We're not at we're at the Holiday Inn. Oakbrook.
Holiday Inn.
If you want requests to tonight's Holiday Inn Oakbrook DJ session, message Sean Green via Facebook.
Great. Now all of the players that are here that are going to go to that party tonight.
Oh, you betcha. You're going to see that the requests you get from Bame, Gates, and Mawson. But please do that, my friend, while this match just gets underway. And look at that, Christie. We hyped him up a little bit, and he doesn't disappoint. I'll take the opportunity to address some things in the the YouTube chat. First off, of course, appreciate everybody joining us in there. We would ask you to subscribe to the page and subscribe to all of our social media platforms, and you please share that stream right now so everybody else can join in on the fun. But folks are asking how you can get to how to see the additional coverage that is exclusively on PDC TV. So you need to go to www.pdc.tv and subscribe. And if you do, you can see boards 2 to 5. We will not be bringing you any bonus coverage today on our feature stream. We won't be tuning in to the other boards. You're going to need to go to PDC itself to see that. So that's a question. And then there was a question on the format. This is a straight knockout event. There was no early round robins or double eliminations or any of that stuff. This is a straight knockout bracket. So if you go to darkconnect.com, you can see that bracket. Yes, this is a straight knockout event, and that's generally almost exclusively the way the CDC, the Championship Darts circuit, runs, straight knockouts. So thanks everybody, and let's now get into the meat of this match.
56.
Early good open from Daryl Christie, like we talked about. It's slowed down a little bit. Hicks kind of is still in the form that we saw him come out of there, but as we said, everybody starts anew. So we'll see if Hasi can get back on the beam a little bit and up that scoring as we know
90.
he can, and a good 92 there. 90, I should say, from Christie to leave 152.
100.
These two players are competing to advance into the last 16, which would be the group board final, if you will. And Doug Boehm, after 2
32.
impressive performances, awaits the winner of this.
Sorry about that, AE. Great job.
Yeah,
It is 40.
I heard the microphone open, and I knew my man was back with us. And Christie is still just sort of
59.
doing the business. Hicks hasn't pushed things too much right now, so let's see, what Daryl can do with a, nice tidy Shanghai, as they call it, on the 20s. He needs a triple, a single, and a double.
Not going to get all of that here,
60.
but got half. Hasi, an outside shot here at the 158. That's not going to go. So Christie will come back with 60.
42.
And bad news, AE.
What's the bad news?
The DJ who came to pick up his stuff is not taking it into the area to set up his stuff. He can't work tonight, so he's taking his stuff somewhere else.
Oh dear.
So no request will be granted.
Okay. Well, that's okay, because we're going to be playing darts tonight at the Holiday Inn. So
yes, we will.
we shan't be doing any dancing. We're doing some doubling.
Absolutely. The natural disaster gets in on dart 2.
28.
And here's a situation where he is not throwing first. He still started off on the 20. So I could also be completely mistaken on my
36.
reasoning that I had earlier. But it sounded good at the time, didn't it?
It sounded so good at the time.
I should have gone out there and told him, like, please start on the fours when it's not your throw. Or yeah,
95.
make this make sense.
And now good to see Daryl go down there. In his match against Butler, that late in that match, probably it wasn't until about maybe leg 7, but Daryl broke out with the 19s and was really he used that as the majority of his scoring, I think, specifically in that 7th leg. So interesting to see him go down there now in the 2nd leg, and we'll watch to see and how effectively he adds another
58.
scoring segment to his repertoire in this last 32 match.
I can tell you that
100.
he is using counting from the start, right? So when he started the 19s in the last leg in the last match, as I think back on it, I think the reasoning behind that is because math-wise, it got him not on a bogey number if he hits 2 trebles, meaning like if he hits the 180 after that, it would leave him a finish. And I think that's how he's dictating his scoring segments early in the leg. Now it worked out that last leg decider. They could just stay on the 19s the whole way because the math continued to work for him there. And I think we might see the same thing early on. So just kind of look for that. That's why I know I'm going to look for that more.
Yeah, and I know that's something. Yep, so that's something you're very keen on, and it's one of the great things that you bring to us is that breakdown of those early decisions, and that's that. Going back to a conversation we had, like that's modern darts. You know, that's just we've gotten to a place that I wouldn't say Littler is the originator of that. I think Littler is the beneficiary of a a thinking process in the last decade that players are literally with the first three setting a pathway for themselves.
Yeah, I agree with that entirely. And I remember my first conversation with Luke was before his first round match a couple years ago, and all I said to him was, "I love the way that you count. I love your interesting checkouts that you take when you have fun with it, and that's going to continue to raise his game." Christie on tops. Oh, is going to go back to double five.
Game shot.
And he does pin double five nicely. That was a very well-paced move around the Aki or the board there.
Yeah, squarely in that
darts.
double five, and to your point on the pacing, we've both been impressed with Daryl's deliberate pacing, and I mean that in a positive way. We saw him step back and take his time in his match against Butler, and he's continued that, and it's been a continuing impressive overall performance from Daryl Christie. Shout out in the chat room, the bull hitters are joining us, and they calling out for more darts. Indeed, if you're a dart fanatic like we are, the more darts the better. We've got 5 streams, 2 events, chock full of CDC darts here on this fine July Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Bull hitters, if you're requesting more darts, you found it. We will be pretty much live with you until, well, definitely the wee hours of the morning for you. But excited, happy to meet you guys in New York City last week. They are absolutely fantastic people. As that's a big 171 from Daryl Christie.
Filling it up.
And Hasi not happy
26
with darts 2 and 3. That's a different way to get breakfast.
And there's a call out. Not Christie's not the only one with the burgeoning fan club in the chat room. There's a call out for, they say, with a name like Hasi, he should be allowed to wear his cowboy hat. And I know Sean Green touched on that. I figured you'd like that one. So I think what we need to either let the players like Hasi come into these streams, and maybe with a little show before they get to their water table, maybe he can wear his hat into the streaming box. But then we certainly want to see Hasi make the CDC stage in the very near future, and maybe we can get a sort of Bob Anderson-esque walk-on from Mr. Hicks.
There you go. Daryl did the math wrong by going back to the 20s. Should have stayed on the 18s. Or sorry, should have moved down to the 19s on dart 3. So he's on a bogey. But yeah, listen. The PDC had a rule that it had to be one color pants until Peter Wright came along and changed that rule. I'm just saying. It might be something that we look into just for character purposes.
Just for that momentary, we'll put a camera as the players come into the streaming box, and we need to come up with a nickname, like the a la the Octagon.
54.
What is our little? Yeah, if there's a good shot of it, our sort of streaming box, if you will. And
I did mention an Octagon, but I don't know if that's as good.
Yes, you did. I remember. Thank you for tuning your own horn and bringing that back. Double 4 it is for Double Christie. Nails it.
And Daryl takes a 3-0 lead here on Hicks.
I say that lovingly, my friend. I
Oh.
greatly appreciated where you're like, let me open up the file cabinet. If I'm not mistaken, I coined a. Yes, you did. The Akigan. So we'll put that up to. We'll see how that tastes to the chat room, and we'll see what kind of feedback we can get on Octagon. Or you know what, maybe we'll take suggestions, or we'll bring it to the marketing group because we need a sponsor for our Octagon.
AE, I love it, but I have to point out. Did you just see what Christy did to start off this leg, or tried to do?
Of course I didn't, because I'm too busy yammering and stammering.
Well, let's put it this way. His first start went really close to the 25 wire of the bullseye.
Just like Ferris Bueller says, sometimes you just got to say, what the...
Yeah, I think our
it.
man was trying to start off on the...
He's looking for the 170 in. He's up 3-0 in a first to 5.
I love it.
Do we not ask for characters? Do we not ask to be entertained? Right? So you can't knock them.
140.
Speaking
Oh,
of
no.
entertainment.
I don't knock him.
No, of course not. Speaking of entertainment, Jim Long up 4-1 on Darth Maple.
Ooh. Do we call that a good over evil? Because you got the gentleman taking on Darth Maple.
Well, for character purposes, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we will. Yeah.
No, I honestly, being at the U.S. Masters and being able to sit next to John Part the entire weekend, as he was going back and forth to the comms booth, he would return back next to me, and that's always just a pinch me type of situation.
It's pretty darn neat.
Double 10, not in for Christie, who will return, where he will most likely split it, hit the 2 to leave double 4. Most likely.
Most likely. Leonard Gates against Kylie Edmonds just getting underway. That's a last 16. And a bust for Darryl Christie.
Yep. Ideally, he would have hit the 2. But Haase's still way behind, and that's honestly the unfortunate thing about the scoring power right now from Hicks. He might not do it this time, but he might do the same thing. Same thing. Double 4.
6.
Ooh. The split does not work, but Hicks on the 3-dart combo. $42 remains. It'll be double 16. Just on the inside. That was Hicks' first shot at a double to finish a leg in this match. That's just an insane stat.
Game shot.
Christie makes him pay for it. Makes him pay. Double 2 goes in, and Darryl Christie 4-0 on the verge of a last 16 clash with Doug Boehm. And Sean, I mean, it must be said, I mean, if it holds true, outside of, Larry Butler, of course, performed well in his match. You really can't argue that Boehm and Christie have been the two outstanding players in this particular group. So it's a deserved group final.
Hands down, you're absolutely correct. If somehow, unless this goes some crazy direction here real quick, and Christie doesn't win this, it will absolutely be the 2 best players on the board that we've seen.
No score. 87.
As Hossie again, just not in, and that's been his struggle, right? It's just he's been unable to get in,
No score.
even shooting at the bullseye.
$61.
And again, Joe usually counts better than that.
Yeah, as you said, you've sort of laid out some kudos to him on his calculations and his thought process. So it is interesting when there is a hiccup in that.
But you can see it. He likes to just do the simplistic math and put it back to even. That's why he started on the bowl there at 205. Typically, you don't have to do that, or you wouldn't do that. But again, also typically, Hossie's not even getting close to doubles anymore. And at a certain point, after 15 darts of missed doubles and it's 4-0 already, I mean, you're almost just trying to get out of the way
of
your opponent, which is
100.
not a fun way to play.
No score.
And Christie now 60 left for the match. And a date with Dougie Bame. Tops does go in. Daryl Christie 1 for 1 on the match darts. And he does get that job done. 5 for 15 for Christie. 0 for 1 for Hossie Hicks on doubles. And there's the cowboy hat.
And the chat room rejoices. There you go, everybody. Look at that style. But yeah, Hossie's not happy. Can't be happy with that 5-0 loss. Christie and Bame both coming off 5-0s. So it's going to be very interesting to see what we get in this last 16. We know what Bame's going to bring. We know what Daryl's going to bring. It's just a matter of does Daryl have the extra gear that it's going to take to put up the full frontal assault that will get out from Doug Bame. Sean, before you throw us out to commercial break, just got an update from the tournament director. He gave us tons of permutations on who's going to be playing in the quarters and what boards, but I'm going to save you from that. Just the piece of information I want to pass along is the quarterfinals will actually be on boards 1, 2, 4, and 5. All right, not board 3, just because it's going to be he's going to keep using that to get some matches, and that board's going to go away in the top 16. So I just don't want viewers looking for a quarterfinal on 3. So make note, quarters will be on 1, 2, 4, and 5 on PDC TV. Thank you, everybody. Go ahead, Sean, take us out.
No problem. And we'll be right back with that and more from the Boomerang Tours Bash right after this.
Hitcore is the streaming entertainment alternative. Live concerts and comedy? Hitcore has it. Premium high-def audio and video? Hitcore has it. A customizable entertainment experience? Hitcore has that as well. No app? No problem. Set up an account, decide what you want to watch, buy it, then press play. It's that easy. Hitcore is live and on demand 24/7. Hitcore, where every live event becomes your experience.
Welcome to Shooting the Bull, the official podcast of the championship darts circuit.
So I smell a late summer special episode on which state has the best players and do we go bulls or triples on certain outshots for these two gentlemen. We've got lots of content to come later
If you
this
do
summer.
that, you got to
These
get
boys
Baggish
are
on here.
great. You two plus Baggish, and we're going to have like an hour and 20 minutes on cricket strategy. Is that where we're going with this? I love it. I'm in.
There's no
'Cause
strategy
basically,
in cricket. I'm down.
Make a getaway every single day. Now it won't be long till the party's on.
Located in the heart of Midtown, Mikhail's Bar and Grill. More than just a pub.
Oh boy, I
back,
see him at
ladies and gentlemen, as David Garfinkel adjusts his shirt in the background there. But welcome back for this top 16 matchup of the Boomerang Tours Bash, event number 5 here in Oakbrook Terrace, Illinois. This is a double in, double out format tournament. I'm Sean Green, joined once again by the great Anthony Eugenia. AE, we are in for a great top 16 featuring the 2 players that have played the best on the board so far today.
absolutely, and you guys are in store, but I need another 45 seconds.
Perfect. As we are looking at 2 players that have never played each other before, and Daryl Christie and Doug Boehm in the CDC. Overall average for Doug in the CDC experience is an 85 compared to an 81 from Daryl. Today, the averages are a little bit closer, a 77 for Doug versus a 74 for Daryl. I'm expecting this to be a close affair as Daryl gets the start and is in first. Dart.
160.
And a reminder to everybody that the format is the exact same here in this top 16, best of 9, so race to 5. Although that's not how it was on the other ones, so that might be mistaken on my list here.
100.
Has to be, yep. So it's a race to 6 here in the top 16. I apologize for that mistake. So it does actually jump up to a best of 11. And it looks like both players are off and rolling. Doug Boehm from Buffalo, New York. You can see the jersey has been switched back. Now it's back to the Syracuse. As Daryl Christie throws in another 140. He has been masterful so far, sitting on 101 after 9.
Thank you, Mr. Sean Green.
No problem. Welcome back, AE.
My apologies. That was a quicker turnaround than I anticipated. The microwave was just going off when I heard you come back in. Uh-oh.
That is all good, my friend. 76. Double 8.
93.
Does not go in for Christie. He will be back with Doug back on 240. And it is nice to know every once in a while, AE, I can do math better than our spotter.
55. Daryl, you require...
On occasion.
No, very rarely. Usually never. Usually I'm waiting for them to point to the number I'm supposed to say out loud. But Daryl's on his favorite double.
Game shot in the first
and
leg.
It goes in once again.
Second leg, Doug to throw first. Game on.
So,
and it is a 1-0 lead here for Christie.
Yeah, even though I didn't get to see the first couple of darts, but I'm looking at my Dart Connect scoreboard tells me the tale.
Score.
What a great opening to this match that we've talked up now for the last few minutes, and an impressive opening leg from Christie. 3 big scoring turns to Boehm's, I think maybe 4 even to Boehm's 2. So 75. We outscored him and got to that double, and that double 4 that we've seen that he's used so very effectively. So very interesting opening here to our board final.
And I'm going to argue, AE, that this is even more interesting as Christie is now 2 for 2 on his ends, and he has already stolen the throw from Boehm as Doug's 0 for 6 on his end in this leg. And
85.
You mentioned it, and you're exactly right. It's not just that Christie is hitting those doubles. He is scoring much better than he did in his last 2 matches, which is scary.
100.
Well, that's what I proposed before we went to the commercial break. We know that they were both going to come in with solid performances. It was a matter of, could Daryl get to just a higher level, and he's done that. Granted, it's a leg and a half in, a longer match, and we do extend 95. Here now. It's best of 11, first to 6, so a little bit extra places to play. But you know, impressive nonetheless from Daryl as we open this last 16 match up.
140.
Absolutely. And I just want to point out Doug's face in the background when Daryl started on the 19s at 341. Of course, the 171 leaves the big fish, but then Daryl moved over to stay on the 19s for darts 2 and 3, and Doug gave like a huh type of look, and I think it might have helped Doug because he then went treble treble. Every once in a while, a player will kind of notice maybe a weakness in another player's game. Maybe it's counting, maybe it's something like that. And I think Doug might have just noticed that Daryl just might be a little bit too stubborn when he starts on a number. Because those are so flat, he should switch.
57.
And you see the first one grabbed the second one and pulled it up, and then the third one grabbed the second one. Or the third one got grabbed by both of them.
Yeah, that third dart was clearly affected by its two compatriots in the bed.
96. Daryl, you require 108.
Doug will come back with 48. Daryl, the 108. This is to take a 2-0 lead. Not going to get a look at the 32.
92. Doug, you require 48.
Double 8.
40.
Does not go
Daryl,
for
you require
Bame.
16.
And let's see if Daryl, as he goes back to the same pacing he had before, now looking at double 8 himself for the 2-0 lead. Up, he's back to his favorite double. Oh, and he missed it. But he always capitalized on that double 2 right after.
Third leg.
Exactly.
Daryl, first.
He's been very good on that
Game on.
transition down to that double 2.
And now, Bame's six missed starts to get in has hurt him. And Daryl is 3 for 4 on his doubles in right now. And Doug's in on dart 2, although not the one he was looking for.
62.
But a great cover.
A little peek out on the tournament floor, try and set the table a little bit. So we talked about, well, let's see. We've got 3 players booked into the quarterfinals. Gary Moss and Jim Long, David Cameron.
95.
We talked about that Jim Long he will be a quarterfinalist here on the feature board. He is going to play. Alex Spellman has advanced into the last 16. So Spellman will take the winner of Nick Lindberg, Michael Wynn. Lindberg is currently up 4-2. So our next match will see Long versus either Spellman, Lindberg, or Wynn. All right. Other matches out there. Leonard Gates is in a tussle with Kylie Edmonds, tied at 4 legs apiece. That's a last 16, so that's a first to 6. Last 32 still in action. Adam Savada up 3-0 on Elmer Kempt. So there are the matches underway out on the tournament floor.
Thank you for that update, as Gates does just take a 5-4 lead on Edmonds. But Daryl Christie once again in the driver's seat. And Doug even... Did you see his hand throw up? That's a 180 from Daryl Christie, AE.
He's not letting up. We've asked the question, and Daryl Christie is giving us the answer. He has another gear, and he's putting it in.
99. Daryl, you require 45.
Doug does leave a finish just in case. Ooh, that's just on the wire, but 32.
Game shot in the third leg.
Goes in.
Christie. Fourth
And
leg, Doug to
the
throw
Christie
first.
motorbike is in the next gear, and it's moving down the road halfway home to a spot in the quarterfinals.
32.
And Doug taking 3 darts to get in. It's better than 7, but Daryl's been so solid. He's 4 for 5 on his in doubles.
80.
4 for 5.
Wow.
$100.
Doug, 2 darts lay right on the wire there. Yeah, Sabat up 4-0 now on Elmer Kempt.
99.
And
Oh. Go ahead, Sean.
Gates Edmonds is now 5-5 going to the last leg decider.
Oh, that is going to be something.
58.
It's just, as I think I sound the same every event, but this is still just a whirlwind for me as a dart fan to sit and get to do this stuff. I mean, what fun is coming up in the quarterfinals? What
23.
Amazing matches. You've got Ram Guevara. Well, the winner of this takes on either a little group of Ram Guevara, Ross Snook, Danny Young. So what a power-packed corner that is. We talked about
83.
the Long, Spellman, Lindbergh win group. There's your second group. Mawson's waiting on the winner of Gates and Edmonds. And then David Cameron's waiting on a winner of a couple games that are falling behind. So, boy, oh boy, what a star-studded quarterfinals we've got coming up. All across all 4 of
96.
those matches are going to be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I cannot wait.
$94.
Sorry about that. Still in the storage area.
We don't know anything, Sean.
57.
No worries. You don't have to.
134.
No, all good. All good. We're just. Doug Bain was giving us his own little play-by-play there, and analysis on his on the choices and the angle of trajectory of his darts. And I guess it is a good quick analysis to say, you know, Doug's not playing terrible,
84.
but we just Doug's
you
just
require 146.
just a glimmer off of what we saw in the first 2 rounds, and you combine that with Christie adding that extra little gear to it, is the makings of a 3-0 current score line.
58.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
require 50.
I mean, Doug's only had 2 darts at a double until this moment here, where he will get at least 2 more.
Game
But he doesn't need
shot
'em.
in the 4th leg. Doug Bame. 5th leg. Daryl to throw
He's had 3 darts
first.
at a double. He's hit 1 of them. Problem is that that's only happened in
Game
2
on.
separate legs. So 3-1 lead here for Daryl Christie. That's just a hold for Doug as well, which is honestly another part of that, which makes it a little bit less spectacular that he was able to pull off that one. He needs to break the throw.
8.
It's got to be so nice, AE, that Doug Christie just has that double 4 automatic for him whenever he needs it.
I mean, you know, the confidence that must instill, and it
No
also
score.
lets you maybe, you know, take some chances and, you know, on some other ones, knowing that if I get back to that double 4, that I'm going to be in a real good spot. Gates gets through that match with Edmonds, so Leonard Gates
133.
we'll see a clash. Let me just confirm. I said it, but I want to make sure that the bracket updates correctly.